John, the chat is going crazy right now.
They're nuts.
Absolutely crazy.
20 people waiting.
We're 4 minutes late, and we're getting comments like this. This stream more late than I'm not even gonna attempt to read that concert.
Erica Badu.
Oh, Erica.
Yeah. That's
not how I spell Erica.
That name, Badu.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we so let's talk about it. So Dean is not going to be with us tonight. He had a little bit of some stuff going on, but he'll be back next Tuesday, probably tomorrow for After Dark also. So in lieu of that, we're tasking Eddie to bring the Dean, the Dream energy.
I'll do my best.
Could that be done? Could that be done?
Jesus Christ.
Are you an angel? What? An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm John.
I'm Sean.
I'm Marco. Damn it.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Eddie.
What the hell is happening? Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Yeah, we want to thank our friends over at 1/6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Be sure to use code capital C, capital W10 during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items.
We have a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. It is honestly a lot to cover, some big news from SDCC. It's such a jam-packed show, in fact, if at a certain point we're still talking about toys, we actually may have to push the movie of the week to next week because I don't want to keep everyone here for like 3 hours. So we'll see how that goes. But John, we have a very special segment that we kick off all of the best shows with.
Yeah, you ready?
Are you ready? Yes.
It's new this week.
All right. What did you get new this week? Now, John, you had a great week. What did you get?
I got the this bad boy, the Thor Legendary Beast. What is it? Legendary Beast Studio Thor 3rd scale statue. We did a live unboxing, and yeah, it's the first statue in a very long time. So yeah, I was happy to pick it up. Bitten by the statue bug again, so I can see myself picking up a few more within the near future. But yeah, this thing was a work of art, absolutely stunning, and they did an amazing job.
How was he as a dancing partner?
Oh, he was fantastic, man.
Wow.
Better than most people, to be honest.
I think we also got the first appearance of the missus on the unboxing. She was like, like paparazzi, like keep the cameras out of my face.
Yeah,
like you were videotaping a police officer in America. Yeah, that's
such a good watch.
Congratulations, Sean. That's a really nice piece. And now, are you gonna invest in like the rest of this line coming out, or backtrack through it?
Yeah, so I'm looking for. I've already kind of put my name down for the Hulk, and now I'm just looking for the Captain America. So yeah, that was the whole purpose of picking this up, was to kind of jump into the line, just get that whole 3rd scale Avengers line.
Now, what kind of shelf, like, you know, let's say down the road you have all 3 or however many they're going to make, what kind of display do you have in mind to like put, you know, these 3 or 4 or 5 massive pieces?
Ideally, it would be kind of like museum setup where you have the pedestal with the glass over the top. Ideally, when the room's all done, and that's kind of where I'd like to go. But just a solid, like for me, I think the best thing that would work is like a dresser, like an old solid dresser, long dresser. I find that you throw something over it, it can hold a lot of weight, and that would be the best way to display it. But
Definitely.
ideally, it's with the right lighting, those museum pedestals with that nice glass, that dome that just comes right over it.
You love to see it.
One of the things that I thought was sorry, Zach. One of the things I thought was really crazy about your unboxing, John, was literally just seeing the scale of it next to you, and you're like climbing the ladder to try and get the top. It was like I was so stressed for you, but it was cool to see, and like the scale was really cool. So definitely worth the watch if you missed it for sure. 100%.
Once you see it in person, it's a third scale in person. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, I am looking into the unboxing towels. I did a little bit of legwork on them today, trying to see if I can get them made locally, because some of these online retailers you have to order like 200, and that's kind of expensive. Mark Pearson says no room for the Christmas tree, gonna have to wrap Thor in lights. And Tukatri says, John, did you manage to move it downstairs?
Yes, sir. I took the Mjolnir off as well as the portrait, and I took the torso off and kept the cape on. I took that risk. And so I took the torso off, and then the wifey carried the base down for me. So it was a tag team to get it downstairs. But luckily, it's right in the back there. So we got down there safely.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Useby, you got quite the haul as well.
Yeah, this is only kind of part of it. I mean, I got a bunch of comics at Comic-Con and stuff like that, but sticking with the action figure theme here, this Lino was exclusive to Super 7. It's UV reactive, I guess, if you want to call it that. Like, it's all blue, his skin's blue and all that stuff, but then when you put him in the sun, it turns, the sort of brown color that you're used to. So I just thought it was cool.
To me too. I just thought that was called being Mexican. I didn't know that was UV or anything.
Don't make it racial. And then so the ones on the right here are stuff that I had pre-ordered or stuff that I had ordered on, July 4th sales, etc. So the top left is Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. I have that the rest of that line, so I thought it would look cool with Harley Quinn. I've talked to some people with her about the arms and stuff like that. She's going to be museum or semi-museum pose, but she comes with a ton of accessories and actually looks really cool on the shelf. So I got that one. One on the right there, top right, is the zombie Deadpool. So I thought that was a cool sort of addition with the zombie Strange and some of the other stuff. The bottom two are some long pre-orders, Moff Gideon and Spider-Man with the Bodega cap. So yeah.
Wow,
nice. That's awesome.
Dude, that Lino is actually pretty sick. I saw some videos of like the Foosh messing with it. It changes color quick. Like the second he put it in the sun, it went to like just regular Lino. It was cool.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Congratulations, Sean. What a haul.
Thank you.
Eddie, what did you get?
Oh, just today, my Mezco Thor came in. I decided like I wanted to go back and get some older Thor figures, and this one I got from my good buddy Brenton Palmer, the new Matt Murdock guy now.
That's right.
That's his
That's
pick of the
week.
week.
Can you say Brenton Palmer's name one more time?
Brenton Palmer. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I was like, what? Did I say his name wrong or some shit?
No.
But yeah, so I got the Mezco Thor from Thor Ragnarok, the Gladiator Thor. I never owned this figure before, so this is the first time. I'm not like re-getting it or anything, but it seemed pretty cool. And I had the Hot Toy a while ago, and I sold it, so I'm probably gonna try and pick that one back up again. But I was at Frankenson's last weekend or the weekend before last weekend, and they were trying to sell it for like $500, dude.
Jesus,
like
this
one right and I was
here.
like,
or the Hot Toy.
No, the Hot Toy.
Okay.
Gladiator Thor, the deluxe one. And I was
Is it
like,
because everyone has nostalgia for when Thor movies were good, or what?
yeah, probably. And it was probably like the
Start
hype
that.
of Thor right now, so they were like trying to hype it up. But I was like, 500, man. Like I feel like that's like a 300 at most figure, maybe 350. But yeah, so I didn't get it. So I thought this will scratch the itch until I end up picking that Hot Toy back up. But I haven't had a chance to mess with it. The head sculpts look really good, but I literally got it in like 30 minutes before the show started. So.
Wow, shout out to Brenton Palmer. What an angel, a gift from God. Minus today when he posted a bunch of sale posts and didn't put prices. Broke my heart.
DM for price,
How
bro.
dare you? How dare you? You never think it's the ones that you'd never think it will be. Just slow
DM
knife.
for price.
Usually,
Yeah, I hate to see
when
it.
I put sale posts on Ox too, I do it on purpose to like troll everybody because I know they hate PM for
Yeah,
price.
it's no one's
but
business what we're putting the prices up.
I put it up and I put prices today. I have some stuff for sale.
I
I
know.
put prices.
What a fucking
I didn't
guy.
wanna
You
set
love
Zach
to
off.
see it. I was triggered already from Brenton, and if another would have done it, I don't know if I wouldn't have been here. Whose is this, Marco?
This is me. Yeah, you can't tell from the display in the back. Come on. Yeah,
I can
these
tell
are-
because it's so yellow.
There you go.
Fix your white
These are-
balance, bro.
Yeah, got to update it. This is cinematic mode, all right. So these are two that I've been really excited to add for quite a while. That this Anakin I've been so excited about. I just love this this costume that he wears. You know, it looks like a knight, really, right? He's a Jedi Knight. So, and then obviously Gustavo Fring had to add him. I will say, so haven't unboxed these guys just yet, but I will add some commentary. Feeling a bit like a sucker for paying retail for any Hot Toys right now, but I'm going to kind of let that pass and just enjoy these figures as they are. And I will say I normally don't try to get multiple in. You know, I'm not a baller like Useby. So like I try to do one at a time, but the fact that they kind of came at once, they're coming pretty rapidly right now. So yeah, really, really nice additions to my Star Wars collection. And really excited to unbox both of these.
Was Gigi prepped for this coming in, or?
Yeah, the tax was paid. I let her know, so as long as the tax is paid, she's
I'm
cool
seeing
with it.
two
So.
here. On the
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
She can't
that
say
is
shit
a
now.
lot of tax. Jesus Christ. Congratulations. So when are you going to open these on your channel, or what's the deal with these ones?
Yeah, we might. I always want to make content out of this stuff, but it's just been so hectic recently that I might just have to do myself unboxing. But we're trying to, at least for the Gus Fring, I think that's one that Gigi is most interested in. So we might do an unboxing for the Moff Gideon.
Mark Pearson says, I need to sell some CW price stuff. Would rather lose money to family than deal with lowballing bitches. What an angel. Mario says, I thought Eddie didn't like Ragnarok. And Equan says, if I want to watch a comedy, I'll watch Step Brothers or Talladega Nights, not Thor.
I was gonna say, after seeing Love and Thunder, I have a new appreciation for Ragnarok. So
Real talk, Eddie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shut the fuck
crazy.
up. Shut the fuck up.
Crazy.
Benjamin Thomas.
Yeah, so I had an exciting week. Last week in Canada, we got some money from the government. So what does anybody do when you get a little bit of money from the government but immediately go shopping for Hot Toys? So I was able to pick up the Venom. It's a very cool figure. I did not expect, even though I've seen all the reviews and I know what size he was coming in at, I've never had a Hot Toy this large. So seeing him next to some of the other guys, it's pretty cool. I've been pairing him with my Tom Holland Spider-Man and going from there. Probably do a little unboxing on my channel. And then on the left, we got a new kitten this week. So it was kind of funny because when I posted this to the group, Dean thought that I was announcing a child and apparently didn't see the kitten at all. There is a kitten in the basket. No babies for us. His name is Oscar. It would not surprise me if at some point he jumps up onto the lap and tries to get in my face. So I will definitely mute myself if that's the case and try to not show any kitty ass. So yeah, it was a good week.
Wow.
I think his name was Oscar Goldman, I think is what we agreed on.
The fish?
Yeah, there you go. No, the chicken. The chicken.
Oh, yes, Oscar Goldman was... Yes, right. Yes. I was thinking his Goldie is fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orangey. Fake fan.
Orangey. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Fake
Shauna would slap me on the wrist if she heard this.
Shauna, hope you're not tuning in.
Wow.
How do you like... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Marco.
Sorry, Nicolio is saying Oscar greater than pancake. How dare you? That's just not
Wow.
okay.
Those
Yeah,
are fighting
so-
words, bro. Oscar is a sweet angel
It's a
from
wiener
God.
and a
but-
pancake.
Jesus Christ.
Flapjack and a
Oscar-
cigarette?
He's been fighting, like play fighting our 18-pound silver bangle. So that's kind of what we got him for, is to have that little bit of company, and it's hilarious to watch. So, but Alfie, the big guy, he's not taking it. He's kind of just like bashing this guy into the carpet and kind of going from there. So it's been a fun week.
You new bitch.
Yeah.
You're doing a review for this on your channel, right? The Venom.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's such a big figure and comes with so many things that it's taking a while, and I also want to get some cool pictures with it. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. But as long as the cat doesn't keep knocking my stuff over, right? Like I've already had one stormtrooper knocked over. He's also already knocked over a bunch of my select figures. So we'll see how it goes. I may have to keep this guy in the box for a little bit while we train him up.
Jesus Christ. I had a really good week. On live unboxing last night, I unboxed the Luke's Snow Speeder from Empire Strikes Back. This is under the Black Series line, and I got it at Steven's Collectibles on their sidewalk sale. And I friggin' love this thing. It is just an amazing ship, for the price. And obviously, I actually didn't buy it. I traded some things into the shop for it. But
what does this retail for?
The retail is $120. I think it's sold out like on Amazon, so you're kind of paying like secondary market on Amazon. But you can get them used for like 100, 150, like around that price point. I think it's worth even 150, to be honest, because you get DAC, you get a bunch of accessories, and obviously you get the ship itself, which is quite large. And the painting is actually really solid on it. It has little bits of weathering, little sculpted weathering also, like chipping and like little pock marks on the ship. So it's definitely awesome. It's actually quite a bit larger than I thought it would be, and the figures fit great inside the cockpit. And honestly,
That's what she said.
I want to do a brown wash on it or like a black wash on it, but to be honest, just looking at it like on the shelf, it looks pretty decent. So I may hold off for a little bit and kind of like, see if that's what I really want to do. It's not like the big Millennium Falcon where it's like just really boring tan plastic. This actually, I think they did take some time and do a little bit of stuff to it. So I'm not in as big a rush to do that, but definitely a really fun piece. And it's something that I've been after for, I want to say probably about a year. I've been after this piece, so really glad to finally have it in the collection thanks to Steven's Collectibles. And speaking of Steven's, we went to their sidewalk sale, and I was able to find 2 more 501st Troopers, so I now have a squad of 4. And, for what they are, I think they're pretty decent. The body style is different than the Umbra Arc Operative. I think they're kind of like on an older body mold, but the portrait I think looks pretty decent, and each one comes with 2 blasters, and they're fairly posable, so not too bad on this one. And then there's a picture of my current TVC collection, which it's getting there. It's definitely getting there, and I should have some cool custom stuff coming from Ian over at United Kingdom soon, which I have no idea where I'm going to put it, but should have something here very soon. And then last but not least, Asmus. They shipped it really quick. I think it shipped on Friday, and it arrived today. The replacement hat for the Crown Series Gandalf. This is like honestly a billion, million, trillion times better than the stock hat. The stock hat had a ton of issues with the fit, the magnet, just also not being able to really sit properly, and just the general shaping of the hat. It just looked really poor. So this one came in, and I do like it. It has a magnet inside that actually is at the proper location. It fits the head pretty well, and I'm definitely really happy with it. I do need to boil the hat in some hot water just so I can shape it and then drench it in cold water. Shipping it internationally in the way they shipped it, it got a little warped in shipping, but I'm really happy with it, and honestly...
Sorry, Zach. I just had a question about boiling the hat. How long would you recommend someone put a hat in water for? Because I never know with the plastics how long you put it in hot water.
Yeah, so it depends, right? Like this isn't really gonna mess up. Like you could probably keep this in hot water indefinitely, and it probably won't really get damaged. Obviously like a sculpt where you're trying to like get the peg out that has paint on it, I would probably do like 30 seconds tops. With this, I'm just going to pretty much dunk it in boiling water and then just press it on the counter and get it to sit a little bit more flat. In the movie, his hat does have a little bit of a curve to it, but I noticed when I first did it, came back a little while later, it was kind of warped again. So I got to kind of just get it set properly with some cold water.
This is the replacement Asmus is sending people?
Yes.
And you had to pay, did you have to pay shipping for this?
Yeah, so the only thing that they charged was the shipping. You're not really paying for the hat, and I actually have a second one technically coming because I have the Bilbo on pre-order. So the way that you could get these presently is you can email them and just pay for the shipping for the hat, which FedEx international shipping is pretty expensive, or any purchase you make on their website, they still have it going on where they'll toss the hat in with your package. So, you just get it with whatever you're buying.
But then you got to boil the hat.
I think if you're getting it through, like if they're putting it in a box, you probably don't have to boil it. But from what I've seen, not like there's a lot of people that have them already that didn't have to boil it. But Texas Sun, the guy put it on my porch, the way he put it on the porch, it happened. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all.
That hat looks like an ass hat. That's what that kind of hat looks like.
No, this is fantastic, to be honest. Like compared to what has been done with Asmus's figures before and even Sideshow, I think this is much better. So I have no real complaints about it. Once I get it futzed, I'll be happy as a clam. And Pete from OFAC, his came in perfect condition, so the sample size is fairly small for the people that need to modify theirs once they get it. But yeah, it's really good. I know someone asked if the color should be different. It probably should be a little bit more blue, to be honest. In the movie, it's kind of like a bluish gray. But again, this is much better than the janky, cone party hat that initially came with this one and the first version. So I'm super happy. And for me, I wasn't sure if I was going to order Bilbo, or rather when I was going to order Bilbo. So it was get this now and be able to enjoy it and get some content for the channel, or wait until probably August, September, October, fall time, and get it with my Bilbo. So I needed to anyways, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this one, and super.
Do you
happy with
recommend
it.
to salt the water?
I don't think that would help. Yeah, you want to use hot water. I know he's fucking with me. You want to use hot water and then ice water to set it in. But I mean, that's a common thing.
Sorry for swearing. I'm not gonna fucking know that. What the fuck? You know this shit, right? I'm fucking sending me collectibles that I'm gonna have to boil my fucking hat. That's
why you watch CW, right? Is so you get
Jesus
tips like
Christ,
that.
I gotta boil my fucking hat. Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
use a hairdryer.
This isn't just an Asmus thing. I mean, you could get a collectible from Hot Toys or Sideshow.
And then you know what I
imagine.
Sideshow, I need a replacement because it comes damaged. You're sending me a replacement for the shit product you already produced, and the replacement's coming to me in a shit whatever shit
Condition?
way. Condition, that's the word. Thank you, Ben.
I mean,
and out of all people in this community to not get a shit hat, it shouldn't have been you because you fucking what we just went through.
You're not wrong, but here's the thing: I could ask them for another hat, and part of me considered it. Like, I guess if I can't get it to sit properly, of course I will, and I think they would be fairly receptive to that. But at the end of the day, I think collectors also should take some responsibility. I see people going to war because they have to put a drop of glue on a Hot Toys magnet, and it's like, well, I mean, you could also just do that. And
I'm not paying for a product so I could put a drop of glue. You have to pay $30 shipping for this, buddy. $30.
Yeah, John, I'm with you there. Like, I argued with Sideshow for a long time about like, oh, just glue this magnet. I was like, I paid hundreds of dollars for this. It better come pristine. So I kind of get the both
in a way, I see where you guys are at. And I acknowledge that, right? Like, there's some things that I just don't want to have to do when I get something. But to be honest, regardless of how this came, I probably would have boiled it anyways, because if it was too flat, then it still wouldn't have been right either, right? So the only warping is on that really thin, where it's really thin there in the front and also in the back. But the back was fine. But the thing is, if it was thicker, it wouldn't look right. So I'm glad that they gave this to us. Again, they didn't have to do this. I'm perfectly fine with it. But I do see what you're saying. Like, it in a perfect world, ship it in a fucking box, 100%.
And I do tell Gigi if it was thicker, it wouldn't look right. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if it was longer too, right, it wouldn't look right either. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, just an update from last week. We'll just blow through this one real quick. Wolverine. Last week when we were on air, it did not have a price point. This week, between last week and this week, it now does. $284 for the regular version. It comes in a regular and a regular Sideshow exclusive version, or $330 for the deluxe, which also has a regular or a deluxe Sideshow exclusive version. The bonuses are the Sentinel parts, and then the difference between the regular and the deluxe is the diorama base. So those are the prices, and we'll move on to Morbin time. Hot Toys Morbius 260 releasing July to December 2023. I think that the Figure itself, clothing wise, looks kind of boring. I think the sculpt being expressive, I do like that. But to me, I think the thing that sticks out the most for this figure is the I assume they're bats, but the bat effects look fucking awesome. The sculpting on them, the dynamism, especially if you get this guy in a really neat pose, which I imagine should be fairly risk-free, being that he's basically just in cotton clothing with wires. I think this figure is going to look friggin' incredible on people's shelves. And I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if he does like super dynamic shit in it, but with the effects on it and the expressive portrait and the bats, I think it's going to be a really, really neat display. And honestly, I think the only thing holding this figure back is maybe a larger base, because you are going to want to get him into those wide poses, and maybe something a bit more diorama-esque going on in the base. But all things considered, 260, and you get those really sweet effects and two groups, or I guess, or two little pods of bats. I think it looks really cool, and it's definitely a bit of a meme, to be honest. So I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah, regardless of how bad the movie was, I didn't get to watch it, but I hear in the community that it's pretty rough. I think the figure looks very accurate to how Morbius was portrayed in the film. I think the portrait's great. The accuracy's there. I'm just not a huge fan of like the purple plastic effect. I don't know. Are those supposed to be flames, Eddie?
It's like when he moves.
Yeah.
When he moves, it's like a mirage type of effect.
So like a Speed Force type of thing.
Yeah. So that's what it's trying. That's what they are. I think.
What they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I like the black suit with the purple underlining in the coat. I think they did that well. But yeah, what steals the show here is the bats. Being able to have those bats. Prime 1 actually has a Batman statue like that with the bats hanging off the shoulder, and that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. So I think it's pretty cool. At a price point of $260, the figure's not getting a lot. The price is not the worst, but I think at that price point, I agree with you, Zach. I would have liked to see maybe a different base, a little bit more of an intricate base, other than just the bottom portion. I appreciate what they did there with the bats and the pole there, but I would have liked the bottom part of the base to be a little bit more intricate.
Yeah, DJ says, why does this even exist? I'm not paying $300 for a meme or something that looks cool, but a third party can make for half the price. What do we think about this, USB?
The figure itself looks crazy. The sculpting detail in the face looks pretty dang cool. The effects, the purple effects look cool. I've only seen part of the movie. I couldn't really make it through the whole thing. So it's a shame that they... Yeah, it's a shame that they did this character so dirty, but judging just the figure itself, it looks dang cool, but not something I'll be adding, because like DJ said, I'm not I'm not paying for something that's just a meme or whatever. Down the road, I think this is going to be so underproduced. Who knows? Maybe it ends up being a grail if Marvel buys, if Disney buys Sony or something like that and gets the rights back, but. For now, this will stay in stock for a while, because it's pretty terrible. But the figure itself is actually cool.
Yeah, I think I might be the only person that doesn't really like this sculpt. I just don't. I'm not impressed by the figure overall. I don't like the expression. It kind of looks odd to me, and the hair also seems off. Like the way that it's parted. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say if it's screen accurate or not, but. To me, the figure doesn't even look particularly good. So I think this is one that's pretty underwhelming and kind of shocking that they both did it and then had Jared Leto film a video about it.
Wearing his grandmother's shirt, dude.
Right.
What a legend. He couldn't have sounded less excited. Like, bro, you're probably going to get a decent payday from this thing. And he's like, Hot Toys introduces.
Well, the community
1/6
ripped him a new ass for the movie, right? He's not going to come on. And the fact that he actually came on,
he did the Joker. Come on. He's got to be used to it.
Well,
yeah, the poor guy is not. He's seen better days, but just not a figure for me. I will say, when the Blade movie comes out, when they announce a Blade figure, this could pair really nicely. But to me, it's just an easy pass.
Yeah, so I actually watched this movie on Saturday night because I wanted to prep myself for looking at this figure, and I do think that the face, like, he makes this face in that movie constantly, but partially because of the CGI kind of rendering of this look. Like the sculpt is wicked, the facial hair is wicked. I think the coloration on the outfit's pretty cool. I agree it's a bit of a boring character design, but that's more on the film, less than the figure, right? I think if you wanted to, to pair this guy with a Spider-Man, like a rogues gallery of villains at some point, if you wait till this guy hits a bargain bin price and you can get him for, a Devil's Workshop price of 150 or something at some point, I think it would still be cool to throw in the collection. And for people who don't know about the movie or don't care, I actually think it might still be a kind of a standout piece. And I missed to mention the Blade movie, but if we get a Blade figure in the future at some point, even this could be a cool guy to pair him with.
Damn,
now
that's
there were
a great
some
point. Someone should have said that earlier.
Ben, we already have a Blade figure, Ben.
Well, I don't have a Blade figure, so if we get there's a new Marvel Blade coming.
Pay up, Buttercup.
Well, no.
Mahershala Ali's Blade, bro. Mahershala Ali's Blade.
Yeah, no, I mean, nobody's going to be Wesley
Blade,
Snipes,
sorry,
though.
A real Blade.
But no, that was an amazing point, Marco, because I do agree with that. I think that would be wicked. And then like there was the bad guy in the film. I can't remember what the actor's name is, but it's he's in Doctor Who. He's one of the Doctor Who doctors, and he's a good actor, but just not a great film. So I'll be curious if this figure, if it just tanks, if they're going to make anybody else to go with him, or this is just a one and done from that movie, and they're going to pretend like it didn't exist. So we'll see.
Equan appreciates
not a good
the
movie,
extra
though.
work. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. No worries, Equan. It's for you, buddy.
I like the figure a lot. I saw the movie. It's not like a great movie. I was super hyped for it from the trailers. Like I thought it was going to be really good, and it came out kind of meh. I don't hate it. Like the community hates it. Like I don't feel any hate towards it, but it's good enough. And I like Jared Leto as an actor. So I thought he could have done really well. Maybe it was the writing or something. I don't know. But I love the way he looked in it. And I thought he did a great job portraying like a vampire. And also he just looks like a vampire to me. So the dude, I thought that was great. So the hot toy to me looks awesome. I love that it has the bats because it could have not had that. It could have just been the figure for $260 instead of with the bats and the effects. I don't know if I'll use the effects. I like the bats though. And I love the head sculpt. I think it's perfect. I think there's a lot of detail in it. And for a company that doesn't really do sculpted expressions that well, I think that one is really well done. We've seen them try to do expressions on Hot Toys before and it doesn't come off great. I think that one's probably the best one they've done. And then the hair, I think looks great, but I think it could have done with a swap out hair piece to make the hair a little more flowing because he's moving around a lot when he does that face and he's constantly ripping people apart. So I think it could have used some flowing hair. And I think it could have used a little blood. On the hands, around the mouth would have been sick. I would even probably customize it if I had
Who's watching another stream right now?
Wow, someone is watching the stream. John?
He's the only one not muted, bro. So yeah.
Is John watching Club while he's? Is he not hear us?
Oh fuck! Am I not on mute? Oops, sorry.
Oh, what are you doing?
Doing clips. He's doing
Multitasking.
clips.
What the hell? Jesus Christ, John!
Holy cow!
You're on mute. We can't even hear you.
Now he's on.
Now
mute.
he's on mute.
No, I'm on mute. Fuck.
What
Sorry,
are you
guys.
doing?
My apologies.
Jesus Christ!
It's
Clip
okay. At least
that,
my head's
bro.
up. It's fine.
Jesus Christ!
Eddie, I gotta say on the hair though, I think that's kind of the sticking point, honestly. Well, there's a lot of sticking points for me, but yeah, they should have made it more free flowing instead of looking like your Thea just got out of the shower. It's just not a good look.
Your Thea, huh?
Stepmom. Eddie actually had some banger takes there. I gotta say. Sorry.
I like your point
Ben.
just about the Jared looking a little bit like a vampire. If this had come with a Jared Leto head sculpt of him being a little sickly looking, for even 280 or 285, that might have even amped this one up for me a little bit more. Just
sickly
to have
looking
a
is his
swappable
default.
look.
You didn't have to say that part.
A Jared Leto head sculpt with that hair would have looked great, and then have a switch out for that face. So yeah, it would have been cool.
Agreed.
I might end up picking it up because I like vampires. I like Morbius as a character, so
To
I can
Eddie's
see
point,
myself good in it.
Amazing point about the expressiveness. This facial sculpt is incredibly well done. But also, I will add, Hot Toys can't sculpt animals for absolute shit, and these bats look incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember fucking what was the dog?
Einstein? Come on.
Einstein, and
Einstein,
then
yeah.
fucking
That's an
Eagly
underrated
Cat
built like a
from
baked bean.
Captain Marvel too.
Yes, look at how good these fucking bats look. Honestly, I almost want to just buy the bats. I don't even need bats, but they look
Yeah.
fucking cool. Maybe for
do
Batman,
look
that'd be
good.
awesome.
Right? I was gonna say.
Speaking of Eagly, Hot Toys did update their Peacemaker. A lot of people were very pompous about this. It was very odd because Hot Toys doesn't normally update figures to this degree. So first and foremost, we have the helmeted head with the rolling eyeball feature. I do not believe this was on the first version. We also have a more stoic face. The original just
Sorry to
came with
interrupt you,
the-
Zach. We can't see the slides, bud.
Oh, Jesus! If John wasn't working on clips, he would help me there. Oh
Wow.
Helmeted head with the separate eyeball. Wow, separate rolling eyeballs. Jesus Christ!
Amazing.
Say that 5 times fast. A big complaint with the first release was that you only had that expressive tongue out or like yelling sculpt. So they've added that. And I think honestly, in a step back here, they switched out the jointed arms, which definitely had room for improvement for these seamless arms. And I'm going to go ahead and say that if you're doing a seamless arm for a character like this, and basically making the change just for this character, John Cena's got some goddamn pythons. Like, these are not John Cena's arms, to be honest. I think they kind of got something off the rack to make everyone happy, but I don't think that these really match the physique of a John Cena. Now you can see there we do have the attachable tongue, or like the more expressive face without the tongue, which is I think pretty neat because some people really were fans of that look. And then here's another look there at the arms, and I just still have to say I think that these could stand to be like 20% more bulked out, to be honest. But a lot of people, really praising Hot Toys here, and I'm curious what you guys have to say about that.
Yeah, well, it's good on Hot Toys. It's good on Hot Toys now that they're listening to feedback. Everybody complained. No, well, not everybody. People complain about the tongue. They took it back, and I think they did a good job. This figure for me looks like it's taken off the screen, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, this is they need an applause for this one. I think they did well, listening to the feedback. They need to help with the communication, man. Get someone in front of a screen with a translator, giving us a video. I think a lot of people would appreciate more like an in-person explanation as to what they did and stuff, as opposed to just pictures. I know I would,
Yeah.
but kudos to them. They did well here.
I think
it seems like they also made the helmet shinier too, right? Wasn't that a complaint about the original
looks
release?
like they did. I'm gonna double check on Sideshow, but honestly, that did also stand out to me as well.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. I think they actually may have updated the photos already, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll go. Yeah, no, I think it's cool that they did that. I do wish they would have included both the jointed arms and the unjointed arms, just because it is such a dynamic character. But I think if you're gonna have one, I think this is the way to go. The other arms definitely looked a little bit wonky on this sort of figure. I do like that they included the new face sculpt. They said it's like a lower jaw, face swap out type thing instead of a whole separate head sculpt. So not sure how that's going to work, because it's it's not like a normal Batman or whatever, just his mouth kind of faceplate. It's like a whole ass jaw. So the show was funny as hell, so I'm glad that they're making this figure. I like the improvements for sure. So I'm not sure if I'll get it, but for those that will be getting it, it's definitely an improvement for sure.
Quickly, so with the first version that they had, this one with the blue stripe was like pretty chrome, but the non-striped one was pretty dull, and it looks like with this update both are now very chrome. So there's that.
It's been a while since a release of a Hot Toys made me like physically a little bit angry. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the pile of crap that this figure was when it was released, I apologize to anybody who liked it initially. I hated it. I actually felt like mildly offended by it, because I had just watched the show and I was so amped for Hot Toys to release one. And then it was like, for me, John Cena, like you said, Zach, he's got the big ass arms. To see the joints right in the elbow, I thought looked terrible. And I did not see John Cena in the likeness at all, period. And so didn't care, didn't want it. And then they updated this, and I'm like, this is what I would have been excited to see. If this is what they'd shown us on the first go around with pictures, it would be a no-brainer purchase for me at all. So this has brought it from like definitely will not buy to very likely will be coming to the collection. It also gives me a lot of confidence that some of the head sculpts that we haven't loved lately, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example, if they can do this head sculpt with what they pulled out of previously for John Cena, then they can definitely make some of those improvements that I think people are hoping for on that Obi-Wan. Crossed fingers. But
they will, Ben. They're going to get that.
Well, and that's the point, right? If they do that with this guy, they have to do that with a character like Obi-Wan, or else I think people should lose their mind about that, because we can see that they can deliver on that type of quality, and we shouldn't accept any less. So, cross fingers, but I do love this for this release.
Would you say people? Would you say people should put? Would you say people should pre-order blindly, not knowing if they'll fix it, or wait?
Definitely not. I always.
It's a toughie.
You shouldn't be pre-ordering anyways, though, right? Like, not in this climate.
If you want to, you can.
No doubt about it. I guess I'm just saying, with so many things going on sale, I'm feeling like a sucker anytime that I pre-order. Not that I don't do it, but
not at all.
It's I mean, it really depends. Like, if this is like, for instance, the Days of Future Past Wolverine, I pre-ordered that because that's one of my favorite character of all time. I mean, yeah, favorite character of all time. Granted, that figure looks amazing already from the from the stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, you can to save money from different places if you need to or whatever. So, pre-order blindly, I don't know. That's going to come down to a judgment call for the figure to yourself, I guess. But yeah.
It's a good call, USB. There are definitely circumstances where you can pre-order to get some savings. Even in those instances, I've locked in no sales tax, no shipping, and the figure's gone even lower. So, it's touch and go. It's kind of a calculated gamble. Before I let Eddie go, I just want to say really quickly, Ben, I had the opposite reaction. At first, I was kind of happy. I was like, okay, Hot Toys saved me some money. I can write this release off. And now I'm a little annoyed. Like, damn, I might have to add this into the rotation here and, save up some funds for this.
Okay, first, I don't remember when I first saw it if I had any, feelings either way, whether it sucked or didn't suck. I don't remember that at all. I think it's a great looking figure. I think the upgrades are awesome. The only thing that throws me off now, well, the arms throw me off a little now that Zach mentions it, because the arms are off. But he has such specific arms that you would have to make arms purposely for him. I don't know if they did that here. I don't know if they're using Thor arms or something for him. But he has abnormally thick muscles, bulky muscles. It's weird. He could have been one of those ultimate bodybuilder guys, because he has weird muscles. So it is throwing me off now. I wonder how easy or hard it would be to do a Fison switch out to get a crazy big Fison body on him. But one thing that's throwing me off as I look at him, his legs look a little fat. He looks like he maybe has diabetes or something. I don't know. There is no
Christ.
There's no knee there. It's just straight.
He's just thick.
His calves look fat. Yeah, he has cankles.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that's throwing me off. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad
why'd
figure.
you make me look down? You're right.
Yeah,
it looks horrible.
Now I can't unsee it.
I can't unsee that now. Looks like parachute pants now.
But Eagly is cool. I think that's a sick accessory. So
Eagly's built like a can of beans. What are you talking about, my guy?
Wow.
That eagle's weird. The torso of the eagle's weird.
Looks like he has diabetes.
I was just about to say
It's like a log.
Oh my god.
I hate you guys.
Now this one is sure to start some
Oh.
controversy here.
I have nothing to say.
Hot Toys Batman 1989 remake, reissue, call it what you will. I have this to say, and I don't know how much John wants to get into this. We did have a big discussion on it last week, but I will say this. I have no problem with Hot Toys, personally, revisiting their library. However, if they're revisiting their library and these new 2.0 reissue, remake, whatever you want to call it, 3.0s, if they're coming out and they haven't addressed major issues that existed in the first figure, then I have a big problem with that. With the DX, I believe it's DX19, the Dark Knight Batman that just came out, There was some concerns of the cape quality, some concerns of the cowl, some concerns of the body.
It's the same
The
issue,
ankles
yeah.
had a lot of cracks, and they fixed some of those issues. They made some attempts to fix them. And by all indications, I think a lot of people like the new DX19. It's scaled a little bit more appropriately to the current Hot Toys scale. With that being said, I think if they're just giving us the carbon copy figure, no improvements, same size, it's just the same figure with current day painting, I think that's a big issue. If they're improving it and they're adding new things and they're also making this piece, in my opinion, to go along with their bat computer, which we'll show later, then I don't have as much of an issue with it. John, I think your thoughts may be a bit different. What do you think about it?
I'll go last. Go ahead, guys.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I'll go. I'm for it. I mean, obviously, I didn't have this one. I think, if it is a straight up reissue and they're not fixing all that stuff, I definitely get where Zach's coming from, that they should be fixing these things, especially 11 years later. I think that this is a old enough figure that it's sort of appropriate for them to, especially with the materials, it's sort of appropriate for them to revisit it. So I do hope they make the 2.0 changes, if you will. I think this first look is probably they just took one out of storage and threw it on there and said, hey, we're remaking it. I guess with the sort of recent figures, the tweaks, the changes, the DX19 changes, stuff like that, the tweaks now to Peacemaker and the stuff that they do, I guess I have hope that they will make those changes.
How about the Logan genuine leather jacket? Maybe they can do that for this cape, right?
Something like that. Yeah. So I think, I get where John's coming from, but I think judging this figure by, what the status it is right now versus the status it will be when it comes out is a bit premature. As far as the build quality and what has changed, what hasn't changed, I guess we'll have to see, either when it goes up for actual pre-order or, ultimately when it comes out for, to get in our hands. Yeah. But, I mean, I think this is, an iconic, suit, an iconic actor, iconic film. He's coming back for the Flash in this suit, or at least a very close sort of approximation of the suit. So it makes sense for them to sort of revisit it because, 10, 11 years ago, the materials that they were using, I mean, the materials they're using right now aren't that good, but 10, 11 years ago, these are going to start to, aren't these the ones that like kind of leak or something like that? Doesn't like the material leak or something like that?
I think that's the Dark Knight.
That was the Dark Knight.
Okay.
Just to bank off that for a second. I just don't appreciate a company. Okay, you brought some valid points. Make a 2.0. I just don't appreciate a company 11 years later trying to get a community excited about a 2.0 and you're literally throwing the original release on the base with no updates when the community has told you that the suit wasn't very good or the cape wasn't very good. You haven't come up with any innovation or corrections to the figure, and you're essentially cooling the market. All this is cooling the market on this figure because they're not showing anything. It's just cooling the reseller market.
I do agree with that, John, but do we know 100%, like without a doubt, that this is...
That cape is untouched.
Okay, so I don't own the figure, so
yeah,
I've
never taken the figure out of the box, but that cape is untouched. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, to be honest, and I remember when the DX19 came out, we all had that same thought, right? Like, if this is just an exact reissue, different base, like, it's probably not super kosher. Obviously, it came out a bit different, and Nicolio's saying the same thing here with the Batman Begins reissue, that it was completely unchanged. I don't think that one's been released yet. I could be wrong, but until it does, like Usby says, it's a bit premature to...
Yeah, but don't even bring that one up. That's a Toy Fair exclusive. They're reissuing a Toy Fair exclusive. That's
I'll give you that
horrible
one.
example.
I'll give you that
bring
one.
up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But in regards to this, the other case is they shouldn't be doing this, Keaton, whatsoever. They shouldn't be revisiting it. I don't care if you missed it. You're not entitled to purchasing it. What you should have done, in my opinion, and I'll just spit this out quick, is give us the Flash version. Because if you look at the Flash suit that Keaton's using, it's completely different. It's completely different. It's more, the photo that I saw, the way I got it was
techie.
More of like, it's more like a, not a shield, but like
92.
Exactly. The returns. But it was different. No
belt is
belt.
black.
Yeah, you couldn't
the
see the
belt's
belt.
black.
That's what I was expecting. This is
And John, I do think they will give us that version too, right? But this is for people that are excited for him to show up in the Flash if that movie ever releases, but really have, a fond or take a liking to this specific Batman. I hear your point about, it's tough if they touch it, based on they've already released it before. I do agree they shouldn't re-release figures unless they're going to make really market improvements.
Mhm.
But it's tough for a new collector like myself. Let's say I wanted this. It's a much older figure. I couldn't go and purchase it like with full confidence that I don't get a damaged figure, right? Knowing the issues, I couldn't purchase it knowing, okay, it's not going to come a bit fucked up.
Well,
So
you can have
it's
the
a really-
person you're buying from take photos or pay with PayPal. There's different. That's like saying buying it. That's like saying buying an old antique or an old comic book. Kind of the same thing. If it's going to come damaged, or for me, I understand for new collectors, okay, but to give us exactly what they provided us originally so far from what we're seeing with just this base. Look, I would have changed it up a little bit.
And they should. If they're going to re-release something, it's got to be enough of a 2.0.
You know what this release
to
should have been?
justify.
You know what this release should have been? This release should have been the back computer that we're going to talk about, okay? And to go next to it, okay, it should have been the bat vault with the suit inside, okay? So you sell the back computer as one set, and then the second set would be the bat vault with the Keaton suit inside and a Michael Keaton figure dressed as just a regular Keaton in regular clothing.
That's a lot.
That should have been this release, not a revisit and some gargoyle base that the Joker was on.
One of the thoughts that I had, though, as you guys were kind of going through your points, because I think you all made really good points, was I was thinking about my Hot Toys 2.0 Two-Face that I have. When I went searching for a Two-Face, I looked at the 1.0 version and the 2.0 version. I watched the CW review, the unboxing of the original. And I wasn't impressed by the original, so I chose the 2.0 version.
Surprising.
I get what you're saying about this figure. It would be nice to have some marked improvements. But if they released this same figure, but with marked improvements, that would devalue your original purchase even more than cooling of the market, right? Like, good luck, unless you're unless you're the type of collector that wants to have everyone that's been released, which is fair. There's definitely those guys out there, and ladies. I wouldn't buy your original figure from you, John, anymore if this came out.
That's the argument, though. The argument is not to just improve the suit and improve the cape. The argument is to give us a whole different release, either with accessories or so forth. The fact that they're throwing the original suit and the cape is a slap not only in the original collector's face, but it's a slap in the new collector's face because they're giving you the same crap.
But at least you know that if you own the original, you could still sell them for at minimum retail, right? I mean, you're not totally losing. They're still likely going to come out with a newer suit version. That's all I'm saying. That I think that the 2.0 version is always going to be the selected choice of the collector if it's an opportunity. I agree that feels like a slap to the old collectors. For the new people, this still looks pretty good to me. I missed it 11 years ago, but 11 years ago I was only 24. If I'd missed it and missed my opportunity, sure. But there are people who are now 21 who 11
entitled.
years ago were 10 years old, but they've discovered this movie and still love it. So they still want that representation in their collection. You can't put, like, at some point a decade later, Hot Toys as a business should be allowed
change the
to
release.
do these.
Throwing in a base
John,
is not changing the release. Let me bring up one other point.
Okay.
Your
I wanna defend
Two-Face
you really
point.
quick.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. I just wanted to bring an example of, like, Marty McFly, right, Ben? That's one that you and I both went and got, the 2.0 version. That being said, there are plenty of accessories with the original release from Back to the Future 1 that this one didn't come with, that I'm like, oh, I could almost justify going back and getting that other version of Marty McFly because he didn't come with the guitar for this one and stuff like that. So I do hear what John's saying as well.
It's not only that. He brought up the Two-Face.
Change it for sure.
He brought up the Two-Face topic. That was enough change. Did your Two-Face did the 2.0 come with the clean portrait?
No.
Exactly. It didn't come with the clean portrait, and it didn't come with the clean suit. That's difference enough in my opinion.
I agree that the having a difference to the 2.0 needs to happen. That I don't disagree with that point. So if that wasn't clear, I apologize. I don't disagree with that side of it. What I'm worried about is people who are against reissues just on the whole. If you are getting 2.0 versions, there is that likelihood that your collection is devalued by a 2.0. That was the point.
The clear line here is Hot Toys 2.0 and reissue. That line that separates the two is very thin. Very thin, like that
100%.
Hot Toys Batsuit, the Batsuit, the Batman Begins one that we were talking about, the Toy Fair exclusive. That's a joke. That's a reissue. They can label and like we said, a Toy Fair exclusive on top of it all. Complete joke. This, hey, they can be showing this, everybody getting excited, and you see nothing from it. Because for me, if you're gonna tell me that this company is gonna put out this exact same figure like this with just the base, because they didn't show any accessories, nothing. They didn't show any accessories or anything.
So, John, the original DX09 Batman did have quite a few accessories, different face plates, and obviously that I believe it had the base with the little lights inside of it. What accessories from the original, like what do you think could be cut, for your opinion, to preserve that value? Because like with the
There's
DX07,
not much. That's the thing.
well, there was quite a few. He had like the I don't know what they're called in the movie, but let me just pull up the MW.
Yeah, but those are just his accessories, the grappling gun, the stuff like that. How are you gonna cut that? That's key.
I mean, you could give a bare bones release. I mean, he has like some of these different walkie-talkie stuff.
Yeah, but that's you think that's gonna be enough to? I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, what could be enough? Like less face plates. I mean, you own the figure.
Can you go up a second? Can I just see up?
Yeah, let me just.
I just want to see the cape. See, the cape looks the same.
To me, it looks different, but again, I don't own this figure, so I don't really have. I've seen it once in person, but I don't have enough.
I haven't even opened. This is one set, the Joker and the Batman. I didn't even open the box. I opened the box to take a picture. Nothing came out. Nothing has come out.
And then also, like, what if it loses purrs? Is that enough for you? If it's just a regular?
No, I don't think that's enough. No. I don't think that's enough. In this case here, the accessories were so limited that you can't really take anything away to preserve it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look like the chat agrees. Like, most people are saying if they missed on this one originally, that they would have wanted to see it, like a 2022 updated version of this, right?
Well, the chat agrees because the majority of the people making the comments did get into collecting with... They're the new collector. I can tell you that. The people that I speak for are the very minute corner of the collecting community.
Mario says the 89 Batman hasn't been announced for pre-order yet. There's a possibility that it won't either. There have been many figures that were shown at cons and never released, and if it does go up for pre-order, it's possible this figure could have been a placeholder. Yeah, Stephen Krett in the chat. What's up, my guy?
This is definitely going to go up for pre-order. I don't even know why you guys are thinking that it won't. It's going to go up for pre-order. I mean, they did all the other Batman reissues, whatever, 2.0s. They all went up for pre-order. This is not one that's going to sit like maybe that Starfighter sits. This is not going to sit. It's not possible.
We've been waiting for Padme for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, well, that's Padme.
It just
this is not Padme. This is like the higher echelon of
how dare
like,
you that
figures
white suit,
to be
bro?
made.
Have you seen that suit?
I definitely think this is the original one thrown on a new base to show us something new. So I wish that when they let Sideshow announce this and like we saw Paul do that little video like saying, "Oh, we're gonna do a new Batman." I wish that they gave him some notes on what they planned on changing for that video, because that would have been cool. Like, if you are going to show the prototype, at least give notes on what you plan to work on. That would have been something nice for the community. Because I agree.
Maybe they're listening. You know, Hot Toys is always listening. They don't always act on it, but they're always listening to the community. And so maybe they're putting this out as a feeler, seeing what, you know, kind of what our wish list is, and then we'll make the formal announcement once they collect that feedback.
Put up a poll. It's easier.
It could be. It definitely could be why they're doing it.
What poll are we doing, John?
Like the Queen poll. Like, what do you want us to work on?
Put a poll up. It's easier than.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha. I think I meant on YouTube. Gotcha.
I think I don't really care for this base though. Like, I don't know.
It's kinda
even
weird.
if it did make it different, I don't like it a ton. So
It's the bell
I don't
tower
know.
staircase. Remember when he's going up with Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like it though.
Yeah.
But I as someone who didn't get the first one, obviously I'm gonna be selfish and want a 2.0. But I do hope that certain things about it get fixed. I see both sides of the story. I do think. I just don't like to get worked up over something that I know is the original, and like they're obviously gonna work on some of it. I would assume. But that's just like a personal thing. If you want to, go out and make a big deal, and that's how things get fixed, maybe it is. Maybe it is. That's cool too.
I'd want to take a look back, but I think that may actually be the gargoyle that the Joker gets snagged on at the end of the film, right before he ends up falling kind of to his death. So I wonder, if that's the case, is that alluding to the fact that another Joker could be around the corner as
Well,
well?
if that's the case, it doesn't make sense. Well, the base is.
The base is for this guy, obviously. It's just
No,
that,
but I'm saying the
it's-
base is the staircase because you see the wood. But I know what
Mhm.
you're talking about.
At
Yeah,
the
for
top,
sure. If they're
yeah.
going to do 89 Batman, you don't think they're going to do Joker? Hello,
You think
of
they
course
will,
they're
yeah.
going to.
I don't
But
know.
I think they should
Yeah.
have done. They should do the museum Joker. Why are you going to revisit the same Joker? Do the the museum Joker with the portrait where Vicky Vale throws the water in his face. That's what you should
I
be
think
doing with the
that'd be
jukebox.
cool.
Yeah, come on, give us one of those guys. What are they called?
Gabagools.
His clan, his crew. Joe, is it Joe?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, give us Joe or something as a 2-packer. Make it cool. Don't give us the fucking same shit, guys.
The fried guy that gets the handshake button.
Well, I don't think they'll go that far, but okay, do a re-release, do a fucking 2.0, but don't put the same figure on a base to get the community excited, and then everybody in the community jumps for joy when it's the same fucking figure. I don't know. That's fine. Reissues, the material's okay, but the argument also is you're putting the same figure on the base. From 11, they went literally. Howard went to his office, said, "Okay, guys, we'll just put this as a placeholder," and they put it there. Come on. Oh, Bob Niculio. That's right, Bob. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Bob. I said Joe. I don't know why I said Joe. You're my number one guy. Yeah.
There's another photo there, standing next to the back computer, which is fucking massive.
Beautiful.
In the back, massive. Now, Asmus had a small chunk at Sideshow's booth, and I don't really know how to feel about this figure. I think they didn't have their best foot forward on display, and you only have one chance to make a first impression. And, I think it kind of showed up pretty bad, to be honest. It looked like they got glue on Gandalf's outfit. Shadowfax had a big little chunk of paint taken out on the nose. But here's some photos from the booth, and, I think there's promise here, but I also know how much quality to expect from an Asmus prototype to an Asmus final, that I'm not super stoked at how this is looking thus far. Now, after SDCC, Asmus did show this photo on their Facebook page, which is, I think, much improved. I think the hair has the right length. If you look here, it's way too long. Here, it's much shorter, a little bit more futzed, if you will. But I still think that the portrait is a bit too tan. If you look at Gandalf, he's not like... This is like Caribbean Gandalf on the left, and this is like Gandalf the White on the right. I will say the eyes do look better than the Crown Series eyes. That was a big concern of mine going forward. And I will say the mustache right above the upper lip is much, much better than the release version of the Crown Series. But it's going to be very interesting to see how this releases. I think the outfit has a ton of potential, but we're not really buying a figure just for the outfit. We need it to be a full package, complete, good figure. And I know Sean took a bunch of 4K photos and videos, so hopefully sometime this week, Mark and I will get a chance to sit down and look over them on a stream and, chat about it. But for you guys on the panel that care about Lord of the Rings, what do you think about, the prototype that was at the convention, and then also what was shown on Asmus's Facebook group?
I think the photo on Asmus's Facebook group is night and day from what was shown at the con.
100%.
But there's a lot of futzing there, and the tan is still there. They have to change the tone of the color of the face there. That's
100%.
way too dark, in my opinion. Can you go back to the other photo?
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that we're getting that they're showing Shadowfax, that's nice. But yeah, like this whoever took this photo, absolutely no justice to this figure
John,
whatsoever.
You know, I roasted InArt for not leading with their best foot forward, and I would say the same thing here. It's like you got to control the message. Put out that second photo first before Sideshow is able to put out whatever this crap was, because this photo is awful. And it doesn't, you know, I saw this in person. It looks a lot better in person, but my God, the picture is so strikingly terrible. It just leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I agree with Mark. I think the tan, they have to lighten up the portrait. And I think it's not a bad, for what you're going to be paying, most likely, it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be InArt quality, but it's not going to be a bad rendition of the of Gandalf. I think it's miles. If you get it out of the box, go back to the other photo, Zach.
Yeah.
Listen, if they clean this up, you get that out of the box with a lighter skin tone, I think it's better than the Crown Series Gandalf that they put out.
100%. And I think that they did learn, like John said, they learned from their mistakes. They kind of realized they fucked up on the eyeballs, both in the depth and the color of those. I think they kind of have an idea going forward. I think that was their first figure with the, PERS type system. So they made that mistake. They're fixing that mistake. They're going on a second figure. And, for a while, this could be the only Gandalf the White, because I do not think it's even on InArt's radar, at least for the next year plus, with that schedule that they gave us. So if you're interested in a Gandalf the White, it is coming soon from InArt, potentially with a Shadowfax release. And I think Marco hit the nail on the head there. It's like, when this is shown at the convention, the fact that whoever set this booth up, whether it was Sideshow or an Asmus employee, didn't take the time to pat down these 5 or 6 strands of hair, to futz the horse's mane properly. And I think it's a bit of a letdown. And, this is everyone's first shot at seeing the figure, and it kind of doesn't look super great right out the gate. But I think there's a lot of upside here. I think, there's definitely upward trajectory that it could go. But like John said, when you open it, you got to be looking at this on the left, not this here on the side here.
I think you guys are getting a little carried away with what a tease is and what solicitation is. Like, be mad when it gets solicited, because that's the have your little critiques and shit for when it gets solicited, because that's what they're putting up. That's when they're asking for money for it. That's when they're saying, like, this is what we're gonna give you for this price. This is just to create hype, to let you know it's coming. So I feel like we're getting a little over critique or like over judging like what they're trying to do here.
Well, I'm sure they listen to the feedback.
You're not paying for this yet.
Well, you're not. But the thing is, let's just say a Hot Twist comes out, right? And you have that prototype, and when you get in hand, maybe you're looking at 90%, right, of the prototype. Yeah. Like, you get a little bit of a quality decrease, but not much.
Yeah, but this is not if the solicitation photos
I understand
look
what
as
you're
bad
saying.
as that, then be mad,
But it's important to make that critique now, because like with InArt, we never had a chance to make those suggestions, and what happened was we had to basically brunt force the whole community once it had gone to solicitation to get them to make those changes. Once
they
did
did it in the solicitation process. I think that's when you start with the critiques. Now is like we're just creating buzz for the figure. It's not.
Well, no, InArt said that it was late. They said we were late.
I agree with what you're saying about the critiques.
Yeah.
I just think this is a little premeditated. Like, it should. There's a time for that. This is just to be happy that you're getting it, and then.
Eddie, there's no just being happy you're getting $100.
No, I'm not saying be happy. I'm saying do the critiques. I'm just saying this early.
We're a weekly news show, so we have to talk about everything, and so
now
this is part
that
of talking about everything. So then, we got a nugget of like, frankly, a character that, for our channel in particular, we got a lot of love from the community for being so vocal about the InArt, and then just Mark and my appreciation of the character. So.
But I'm not saying to not do that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying to not do that. I'm just saying do that when they put up a product for pre-order. That's when they're asking you for money for a product. They're not asking you for shit here. They're just saying we're making this. So to say, this sucks, is like, well, we haven't asked you to buy it yet. So it's
the problem would be, I think the problem to that would be, well, then if they put up the product for money, and it gets to the point where now they're accepting money, and then we complain, then they'll turn around and say, well, we put up photos.
you're gonna have like a 2-year.
Listen, bro.
Pre-order
if you're
window.
putting product out in front of the public, be prepared to listen to
guess-
feedback.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that's the way I feel about it. And then also,
I
the
respect
tan
that.
thing. You guys are using one image. In all the other images, he looks this color from the movie. It literally you're
ones that
using the
USB
image from
sent me-
Gondor, and he's
one-
the sun is right on his fucking face. All the other images, he looks that fucking color on the left there.
Well, this is a photo from Asmus themselves, right?
The left photo.
Yeah,
You still said this photo was too dark.
It is too
earlier.
dark.
I
It is
still
too
think
dark.
it's too
He
dark.
is this color. There are several photos of him on set being this color.
But how about on film?
No, film set, whatever. There are several pictures of him being this color.
For me, he looks.
I
a little
think
dark.
it's too tan, to be honest.
But
in
I
my
feel-
opinion.
I'm no specialist. Gandalf
This is
specialist,
the
that's
one on the right that you guys picked is literally the only time when he
I would
looks
show
like
photos,
this.
but I know Eddie's gonna say I'm picking the only photos that prove my point.
I'm just
But
saying, if
I-
you do a quick Gandalf the White search, he looks like the left 90% of the time, and in that one photo, he looks like that.
I'll be honest. I still think it's too tan.
Okay.
He's pretty pale, to be honest. Like, he's not that tan. Maybe in this photo here, but generally speaking, he just looks.
I mean, that looks.
I mean,
like
I'm not
the one on the
talking.
left to me.
I'm not
So does
talking.
that.
That
Like,
wasn't film. That was like
I mean, this is pretty pale here.
off
They
screen.
still
yeah.
look closer to the left than to the right to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it makes. I'm not buying that.
Useby, what do you think of the figure in person?
I thought he had a huge schnoz, but you know, I guess he does kind of have a huge schnoz in real life. I thought the likeness was 70%, 80% maybe. I could see it there, like the eyes are. I think the eyes were good. I think it just kind of gets lost in a little bit of the lower half, but I think that's something they could tweak. Definitely the futzing was not there, and the whole like glue spot, like right in the middle of his whole outfit was jarring.
I feel
but,
like I know
yeah.
exactly what happened. So during the convention, Useby had taken a bunch of photos for me, and it looked like at some point in the convention they noticed Shadowfax's nose was fucked, and you could tell someone got like a Sharpie and just Sharpied over the spot, which is fine. Like this convention, like Eddie said, you know, these aren't the like when Hot Toys at it was a few weeks ago, but one of the arms fell off and everyone was freaking out that there was like tissue paper inside. Like these aren't figures; they're just like showpieces. I'm almost certain that one of these little, hard to see, you can't see my mouse, but one of these little silver things on the belt probably fell off, and someone's like, "Let me get some super glue," and just got it right on the outfit. Like I can, with 100% certainty, guarantee that's what happened because I've made that mistake myself, and it's embarrassing. But yeah. We're getting a lot of Pose Wars comments in the chat, guys. Pose Wars is coming back. I don't know why people keep saying rip Pose Wars. We just had to take a bit to kind of figure it out, kind of think about how we wanted to continue it. And so Pose Wars is coming back. We're hoping to launch it sometime in August or September. So just bear with us, and we'll get you guys back to enjoying Pose Wars. But it'll be a little bit different, but John and Dean and I are working on it. Anyone else have a take on this Gandalf before we move on?
I saw a comment from Carlito saying the whole shit about the criticizing. I want to be clear. I agree. It should be criticized. Just, I don't think that's what this stage is for. It's when they're asking for money. So don't think I'm saying to not criticize. I understand that whole thing. I'm just saying this is just to show you something to know it's coming. You know?
Yeah.
Asmus just did all this with the Gandalf hat, though, right? So can you imagine, like, maybe they're actually just trying to get out in front of that a little bit and get some
Asmus just
feedback,
needs to close their doors. Sorry. Okay.
so they don't have that happen
Jesus
again.
Christ, John.
Someone said it. That doesn't it.
All right, let's move on. Something Ben will enjoy. Mondo, Batman the Animated Series Joker, $225 for the regular, $235 for the exclusive. This is part of their 1/6 scale cartoon line, and I gotta say, this thing looks really, really solid. I wish the base had more of a Joker motif than the Bat logo, but I can understand why it does. But man, this thing looks great. Ben, is this something that's going to be on your order list, perhaps?
Yeah, so I broke my pre-order rule and got both the Joker and the Batman because I had missed out on Mondo's original black Batman suit and the blue Batman suit. So they still have the Catwoman on their site available, which is really cool. So at least as of like the other day. So if you guys are looking for that, you can already pick her up.
The other
and
two
of course,
sold out already, Ben?
the 2 Batmans had sold out, and the Mr. Freeze that they'd also done had sold out. And so they clearly don't make a ton of these. And so I think if you're a Mondo collector, if it's even still available, it's something that you should consider, sooner than later, if anything. This Joker specifically, I mean, he's so close to the 6-inch version that I have in my collection of the Batman animated series figures that I've been picking up lately. So crazy close to the expressions pack that had come out, but the paint apps here definitely do look better, and I love some of the expressions that he comes with. My concern is only on paint application. So on the smaller scale figures, the way that the paint is applied to have that really solid colors of purple throughout the suit, I find that the joints get really, really stiff, and if they don't move for a period of time, you do need to notice almost some like paint breaking or some paint transference, at least on the small scale stuff. So I'm hoping that on the larger 6 scale, they're a little bit more limber, and that they've been painted in a way that the joints don't necessarily fuse together because of the paint job. So crossed fingers. But I think that the price is still pretty reasonable, and I'm excited to see that Mondo is revisiting this line, because there are so many wicked Batman the Animated Series figures that could exist, and characters that do already exist, that I think like this could be a deep and slippery line. It's already been so for me in the 6-inch size. So we'll see how it goes. But when I get these in, I'll do an unboxing on the channel if you guys want, because I will be very excited to do that. So.
Yeah, couple things. One, you're right. Mondo is not a company that you wait to pre-order stuff from. Their stuff is ultra limited. This and the Batman are still available. They are open editions for, I think, a certain amount of time. But their limited edition stuff will sell out usually very quick, especially their prints. Their prints sell out in like seconds. So their Wolverines sold out relatively quick in a few minutes. As well. So their Mondo is coming up for sure. I have a couple of their Wolverines from the past cons, and also at SDCC they showed a Gambit, a Magneto, and a Jubilee, also from the animated series line. So they are going, they're doing their animated stuff well. So definitely something to watch out for is Mondo doing these figures, and they're pretty beefy as far as 12-inch figures go. So yeah, I think you'll enjoy them.
How do you find the paint application on the Wolverines that you have? Sorry, Eddie.
They look good. I mean, it's a bigger canvas, so it's better than a Marvel Legends or anything like that. It's not it's an animated thing, you know what I mean? So it's sort of, I'm not gonna say it's rough, but it's the lines are put on not like a Hot Toys quality, I would say, but it doesn't take away from the figure because it is an animated figure, you know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah, looks good. Mine are still in the box, so I can't tell you how they articulate. So, but yeah, they definitely look good in person. So, yeah.
The He-Man and Battle Cat looked fucking awesome, and the Cringer face was so cool. That was my favorite thing from Mondo.
Yep.
All right. The Batman animated series Redux also went up for pre-order. This one was $220, again, from Batman the Animated Series. Useby, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but I thought this was a straight reissue, but I was told that, which I don't think justifies it at all, but the only thing that's different is this one has eyes that glow in the dark. Do you know if that's correct? Or if the first one also had glowing eyes?
I don't have the original figure, so I don't know, but I do think it was, just glow in the dark eyes, I think was the only difference from the first one. I don't think the original one did that. It's when I was reading the release on SDCC, I think they mentioned that specifically as a new one. Yeah, this new version, previously sold out figure, comes with glow in the dark eyes, a new Bats. So,
yeah, this one's interesting. I think this is definitely something I would consider. But to me, honestly, like, I love Batman the Animated Series, but the Batman, the cartoon, is fucking probably my favorite animated Batman show. It's so fucking good. If you guys have HBO Max, you can watch it there. It's really, really solid show. Let's move on just quickly because I do want to get to the SDCC stuff. We'll save Cloud for Dean next week.
Thank
But
goodness.
we had 4 releases this week. Dark Trooper. We'll blow through these quickly so we can get to the SDCC stuff. But we had the Dark Trooper release, so we have blogger photos of that here. The Grogu set, which honestly, I almost think Collecting Weekly may have missed this one because I don't remember ever covering this set. But it comes with Grogu, a few different Grogus. You also get the frogs, the 2.0 Pram, the little box that he gets kind of carried in for a bit.
Got it.
We
covered
definitely
it.
covered
did,
it.
Oh, did we really?
Back
Okay.
in the day,
Was this
yeah.
announced at the same time as the Cromando?
No.
It may have
Yeah, around that time, yeah.
Was it? I
And
thought it was
then-
before that, but yeah.
The Loath Cat, and I think it's like 150. It's not a great price, but there is some tempting things there that, I think we did cover this because I remember saying you should get with people to, part out the parts that you want.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, so yeah. So this is neat. I'll be honest, I kind of like it. A little bit expensive, but if you have a buddy that just needs a Loath Cat or one of these Grogus, might be a way to pawn those off. There was also the 2020 suit Spider-Man from the Miles Morales video game. This one has a little bit of innovation there. You got like a USB port on the back of the figure, and so you're no longer having to mess with batteries, which I think is really smart because obviously Australia is having a lot of issues in the consumer side of things with the battery ban, and so if Hot Toys can move towards something like this in the future, I think it's obviously eliminates the need for small button cell batteries. Keeps the kids safe, as they say, and also for collectors gives them a little bit of an outlet to potentially have their figures lit longer.
This thing
And for a
looks
character
so
like
cool.
this, I think this is very important to have that functionality.
Yeah, it looks freaking awesome in person. The base sucks, but it looks freaking awesome in person, so I cannot wait for that figure.
Does he literally have his cord like dangling out the back
Yes,
though? Like, were they able to
unfortunately.
hide that at all with the way they
You gotta
displayed
do
it,
I
or
think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's thick.
for sure?
Yeah.
Like down the figure stand or something, right? Like it's something. But if
It's
they
definitely
could
a
only make a
character.
if they could make a rechargeable system, that would
Exactly.
be
That's got to be the
amazing.
next step, right?
That's
Ben?
got to be the next
Yeah.
step. The cord is ugly. So
Someone said this was a rechargeable system, but don't quote me on that. I haven't seen a review of it yet. And we'll maybe update that later. Hot Toys Zombie Hunter Spider-Man also released kind of a bare bones figure, to be honest. Looking at the hands specifically on Sideshow's little mini preview unboxing, but a neat suit. This is the suit from the Disney parks, also from What If, of course, with the cloak from Doctor Strange. So another great option there for collectors to expand their Spider-Man armory and a fairly memorable appearance in the What If show. John, can we have a quick word from our sponsor?
We definitely can. We want to thank 1/6 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, and best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in-stock figures while our show is live using code capital C, capital W10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you can leave the rest to them. You're muted. Zach.
All right. We also have the 2,000 subscriber celebration. We're giving away a Hot Toys Shore Trooper when we hit 2,000 subs, sponsored by Off the Rack Collectibles. To enter, subscribe to Collecting Weekly and Collectors Enabled. Join the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary Facebook group. Comment hashtag CW2K on the pinned giveaway post. And there's also some options for bonus entries that you can take advantage of. And yeah, we're at, I think, 1975, so 25 more subs, probably a week or two, maybe 3. We'll be doing this giveaway, and we'll be verifying that you've done all the steps. But yeah, someone's going to go home with a Shore Trooper. Now, this was kind of running the groups this week. Scaletta's a high-end customizer. He has his own group. He does different projects like Vulture, some different things from Star Wars, Game of Thrones projects in the past, some Marvel projects in the past. And a lot of people are very concerned because they've spent thousands of dollars with him and they haven't heard from him in years. And I just want to read some of these comments here. If you guys want to speak on it, we're just presenting what we've seen. Obviously, this person's not been reachable by even his closest friends for quite a while, or people that have bought from him for years. So Fred says, I must unfortunately add to the very large number of people who have been scammed. Luckily, I only paid for a phase 1, specifically Republic Commando, so not too much, but enough to hurt. More importantly, he's taken thousands of people, and it's really bad. I'm sorry to everyone who's experienced this. I wish there was a way for all of us to get our money back. Been waiting on the clone commandos since 2019/2020. Over the years, countless reasons for delays were brought up. Fast forward to this day, and we still haven't received a single commando, nor is Scaletta responding to any of us. Balu says, Mad Mardigan and Thulsa Doom have been disaster. Never received Mardigan. Thulsa with wrong parts, no answers, no communication. Mohammed says it's come to light this weekend that Maximus Miniatures, who does the painting for Scaletta, has not been paid for the Republic Commando run, despite requesting payments for the work he's done for him for over 2 years. Scaletta has told him he's not been able to pay since he's not received funds from people ordering the figures. This is wrong, as myself and the majority of people have paid up to 90% or in full to Scaletta. He may have a good record, but we've been done on over this. This person here, I've sent over $900 US for a complete 1/6 Delta squad. They've not responded to my emails, private messages, or Facebook posts. Alex says, for all those coming in to say Scaletta has been along for a long time, we made some great stuff. It's not a scam. We know the organization is legitimate. We know the products used to come even after delays. That's why we've paid nearly 90% of all orders over 3 production waves. That's in the realm of 50 to 60 figures with 90% of total payments. Yet this man has spent years telling his painter Maximus that we, the customers, are the holdup and haven't paid. He lied to Maximus, repeatedly claiming less than half of all the Republic Commando painted orders were paid. That's the scam. The painter chimed in on another post, and he said, quite right, we're a studio that has painted a lot of projects for the Scaletta studio. We're also a studio that is still waiting for over half a year for payments on this project, and 2 others from the same studio. Another gentleman said that he had paid a year ago $1,163 and has not received his figure. He's received no communication for 10 months, and he sent him messages on Instagram, Facebook, Gmail that have been ignored. Even though they have friends that have been in two-way communication with him, he's been unable to get into contact. So I think it's the risk when you're getting involved with these customizers. I think that makes me concerned. Like, we've seen this in the past. Iron Geek, the guy that was making the cyborgs and the Black Mantas, kind of for one reason or another, you know, there's a lot of stuff surrounding that, but a lot of people got burned for a lot of money. So I urge the collecting community to be cautious when you're doing these runs. You never know when someone's going to cut and run on you, and just be careful, right? We're here to kind of raise awareness about this, and everyone should use their best judgments when dealing with customizers, because even someone like Scaletta, who had a pristine reputation for a very long time, people did get burned by him, and the reputation definitely played a part in it. Anyone want to chime in on that? All right.
It just feels devastating to listen to be honest. It's devastating. It's really terrible.
I'll chime in on it.
Do your homework.
Wow.
There we go.
There you go. All right, let's move on. So we have some SDCC stuff. Let me get these slides going, and we'll just kind of go through them and talk about it. We got 70 people watching, so thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes,
let me
Marco.
get this brand thing taken off so we can have a good look at it. We're starting with the Friendly Neighborhoods.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from Tobey Maguire. Jeff Morris. These are... I was going to read it. These are the stories that keep me from even entertaining the thought of ordering something custom. Yeah, man, it's scary. It's scary out there. So back to this Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This, to me... John, we said it earlier in the show. If you're doing a 2.0... there should be some improvements, and honestly, this doesn't look particularly good. I do agree with Eddie. These are probably just to get something on the base, but I don't know. The body just looks kind of weird. It has
It's
that
the
really
body,
huge
right?
seam in the neck. The material looks very thin. It doesn't look like the modern Spider-Mans that kind of... they're a bit thicker, so I feel like they don't bunch as weird as this. And also the ankle just looks kind of odd. But I'm curious, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's the arms and legs that are off. From the pelvis up to the neck... and the shoulders, I think, look good, but those legs are like wonky, man. What's going on there?
Yeah.
This doesn't
I'm
get me
guessing this is
excited.
just something that they slapped on there to say, hey, it's coming for real this time.
The sign would have been better.
Yeah, maybe.
Christ.
Well, did you
Very-
see that the one in the back, the ASM one, which I'm sure we'll see a picture of, it was branded ASM 2, I think, when we was, they
Last
showed
week.
pictures last week, but then when they took it down and put it on Sideshow coming soon, it now says No Way Home. So
Oh, I
The
missed
same
that.
same with this one. The base here you can see there on the bottom, No Way Home. I'm just gonna cycle through these figures, and whenever you guys want me to stop, we can.
Sure.
Here's a look at the Vulture. Really, really good looking figure there. Obviously, a bit late, but
This movie is evergreen, though. This is
right
one
on
of the
time.
best MCU villains. I'm so hyped for
fuck
this if
outta
it
here.
actually does go up for
Jesus Christ.
Best
man,
MCU
dude.
villains?
Oh my
What
gosh,
the
by far. He's top 5 at
Oh
least.
my god.
Maybe top 3. Bro.
Well, even the guy
Keaton
in the chat
crushing
saying you're
these.
lying, Marco. What the fuck?
Oh my god! All right, well, people are entitled to their own opinions.
Of course,
but, yeah, this looks so freaking good, and this is not one that I would want to collect, but I think I have to have it if it goes up for pre-order.
yeah, I have the Jazik one, and this one also looks
Oh,
very
yeah,
good.
to hear it.
I love to
Jesus
hear it.
Christ. The jacket looks really well done on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
Well
good. I
fitted.
think the Jazz one, it's that real leather. I think that's really neat. but-
Sean, did you consider at all? Did you pay for the Jazz Inc. one already?
Yeah,
He
it's
has,
in my,
I think he has it in his.
Oh,
case
you have it already. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
have
too
it, yeah.
late. Okay. In all honesty, bro, we're live. Don't be bullshitting.
Don't be bullshitting.
When you
I
saw
got my
this,
finger on the button.
You saw this. You weren't
do
like,
it.
oh fuck.
Don't do it, John. Don't do it.
No.
No,
No.
bullshit.
No.
Live.
No.
Y'all
I
play
just
too much.
lied to you guys. Live.
Oh,
I
I
mean-
like that one.
That's a good one.
That was a good one, dude.
No, I mean, was it a little bit? Sure, but like not so much that I'm a rage about it. But I think both are well. I'm all for more people getting it. If the Hot Toys one is the shit, then I'll get the Hot Toys one and ditch the other one. But yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then
it's
throw
whatever.
the Jazz Inc. one off a
Have I-
cliff and see if it actually
No.
flies.
Goddamn
Jesus
seizure.
Christ, man.
I'm gonna have a seizure looking at this.
Why do you
goddamn-
hate this man so much?
I don't. I just
You do. You fucking.
John,
Let him-
can
let
you
him
keep
feed
an
his
eye on
kids,
the,
bro.
The comments for me,
his kids.
please?
Okay, just get the license.
So this is
Christ.
huge, dude. There's 0.0% chance this is coming. Like seeing this in person, it's freaking huge. It looks amazing.
The N1 Starfighter is what's on the screen for the audio people.
Sorry, yes. The N1
Sean, I
Starfighter.
completely disagree though. It is massive, and I definitely underestimated how freaking massive it is. But based on the design, there's a lot of it. Maybe if you kind of cobbled all the pieces together, it could be comparable to. It's obviously bigger than the Tumbler, but I still think it's a simple enough design that they could make this around $1,000-$1,200, and it would fly off. Maybe not fly off the shelves, but it would be a popular release.
So for all the new kids on the block, he did a Milk magazine interview that stated that he wasn't going. Howard, I'm speaking about. A year ago, whatever, did a Milk magazine interview, said we will not make Star Wars vehicles in 6 scale. That came out. This would be amazing if it came out, but if this comes out, I want to see the cockpit out first.
The Falcon cockpit.
The Falcon cockpit first. That's what I'd like to see out first, because they solicited it. It looked beautiful. That I got excited for. And then he comes out and says, yeah, we're not doing 1/6 vehicles. But then he's showing this.
But isn't Star Wars not necessarily popular in China, but Mando is very popular? Isn't that correct?
Bro, I don't care. You
That
came
I
out
do
and
not
did an
know.
interview and you stated, I don't care what's popular or what's not popular. But you're right. I think Mando was a little bit more popular in... it wasn't... Star Wars in general is not very popular in their market, in the market that they sell in. But regardless, what I think he's going to do, if they do this, is in 1/12. Just like they did the Bat, and they did the... what else did they do in 1/12? Skip my mind. I know they did the Bat in 1/12 as opposed to doing the 1/6. Because the original thing was everybody thought it was going to be in 1/6, and it would have been massive.
I think the Bat may be the only released product, but they showed us the 1989 Bat Wing.
That's the one, yeah.
Right, in 1/12 scale.
So,
I think released, it's only the Bat.
So give us that Falcon cockpit first, because you can't say, well, it's more popular in it's not very popular in the Asian market when you gave us all those figures that would go so well with the cockpit, right? So all those people that purchased it.
Maybe the Falcon will show up in Mando, and then we can get the cockpit.
But this is 1/6. Yeah, I wouldn't. I want it. I want to get excited about this, but I wouldn't. I'd hold it with a grain of salt. Just
It
because
is
of his
fucking
statement, unless he's
huge.
going to backtrack the statement.
Even the Lego is huge. This thing has got to be fucking massive. There's no way.
Not in this.
Absolutely no way.
Not in this shipping economy.
0%.
Do you think they'd make custom figures to go inside the cockpit though, like a half Mando, so you don't have to try and squeeze your fat suit?
I think
They
you
would.
have to, because there's no way that it could get in there. To be
They didn't
honest.
do it with the, They didn't do it with the '89 Batmobile.
There was a placard on there, though, for
or
a
the
new
tumbler.
Mando and Grogu with this set. So there's definitely one that would be custom for this.
It's got to be like
for the Starfighter.
pre-posed, like a
Yeah.
statue.
It had
If they did the 112th, they'll give us 112 figures.
At the show, they had a separate plaque or whatever that said what the figure was, and it said Book of Boba Fett Mando and Grogu set. So it would be another.
See, the fact that they're
New
going into that much
set.
detail is a good sign too.
Amanda that skipped leg day.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is the Bat computer from 1989 Batman. Quite a big display here, and I really like the way the screens look. I don't know if they're backlit, but it looks really, really solid. Obviously, I imagine there's a ton of lighting on these pieces.
Really have to get both Batmans in the one picture to really just zing it, eh? But
yeah, it's interesting because I imagine, like John said earlier, you're going to get the Batman and the Batcave, and then there's also the Batman separately. So
you know how you do this, Batman? The only way to get it is to get this computer.
Probably more expensive than a real computer.
Yeah, this computer is going to be expensive.
You think so?
Damn, boy, thick. We got the Garfield Amazing Spider-Man 2 looking spicy there.
Yeah.
So this one, Sean, you said they did update the base.
I can't tell from there. It was it's on Sideshow where it says No Way Home, like figure coming soon, Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know if the base here was actually updated. It was like on Sideshow's website.
Yeah, shoulder cuts. That's crazy.
Wait, what?
Does he? Doesn't look
Yeah,
like it.
shoulder cuts right there.
Yeah,
What are you
can see
talking
it.
about?
Like shoulder articulation cuts. It's not, the suit is separated.
I don't think
It might
so.
just be pinched, I think.
It's just the
between
way it's pinched into the joint. I don't
Oh.
think it's...
Okay.
I can see what
Even
you
on
mean.
the
though.
left,
It
it looks like
yeah.
it. On the other arm.
There's the lizard diorama base, which I still think is a weird release, to be honest.
I didn't think this looked that
That seems
good.
like
I
a
didn't think it
cop-out.
was painted like super well.
Agree, Eddie.
Yeah. The eyes are kind of weird.
Yeah, the eyes look awful in this photo.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, you're not
And
getting
the teeth, frankly, don't look very good.
You're not getting a lizard figure, so.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I know why they're doing it, but so they could get the whole Sinister 5 or 6 or whatever. But this was my favorite thing there. One of my favorite things, at least.
This is the quarter.
Yeah, this is a quarter, dude.
Yeah,
It looks really good.
I think Spider-Man. I think Hot Toys does the best Spider-Man in quarter.
Yeah, this thing was huge. The diorama base looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was just awesome. This was like one of my favorite things I saw there.
This is the, what do they call this one? The upgrade suit from No Way Home? That gold?
Integrated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the black and gold suit, which, is this quarter scale or?
Yes. Also
Okay,
quarter scale.
gotcha. Now, this is interesting that they're giving us this suit in quarter scale, because this suit was only in the movie for like less than a scene, if I recall. Or like a scene.
Yeah, I mean one scene, the Electro scene mostly, but yeah.
I miss when Spider-Man only had two suits, the red and the black.
Yeah.
There we go. We also got a photo here of the Hawkeye to go with someone help me out here.
Kate Bishop.
Lady Hawkeye.
Kate
there we go.
Bishop.
Lady
I was like, hey, you guys gonna let me struggle here? Like, fuck.
Hey, we have good mute etiquette.
There we go.
Sean, is this Hawkeye sculpt new? Because it looked really good, but I couldn't tell if it was a reuse.
I think so. I
like the
mean,
hair.
I like
couldn't
this pose.
Yeah, up close and personal, but yeah, it looked new, or
I
at
don't
least
lose the bases,
refreshed.
though. Well, I like this pose.
Yeah, I thought both of these figures look great.
Awesome. We also have the T'Challa Star-Lord, another figure
Hell yeah.
from What If. I was shocked, to be honest, that this wasn't announced in the first wave of What If figures. Maybe it was something with the Chadwick Boseman license. Obviously, this was his last role before his untimely passing. But this looks, to me, this was one of the coolest things, I think, from the show. This is a tempting piece.
Did they give us a portrait?
That I I
This
don't
is
believe
all
they
they've
had it
shown.
on display.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is all they've shown.
He needs a portrait, that's for sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
The what is this?
Quarter scale.
Quarter scale.
Quarter, yeah.
Quarter scale Mark 3.
4.
God damn.
I think it's the 4.
It's 4. It's 4.
4. You're
Three
right.
didn't
you're
have
right.
the gantry.
Gantry. Yep.
Yeah.
You are 100% right. Damn. How big is this thing? Because the gantry 1/6 scale is
Was
massive.
massive.
It's
Yeah,
big,
this is
dude.
cool.
It's
This is
big.
cool.
It's a centerpiece for sure. It is big. It's
Looks like
beefy.
3 feet wide right there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's amazing. We also got to look at the, I believe they call them the Origin collection. So we have the War Machine, the Stealth Origin, and then the regular Iron Man in the back.
Yeah.
I still don't like the way these look, to be honest. There's something about them.
Yeah, the blue one looks okay. I think the red one's okay, but the War Machine, I'm just not feeling it. Like, it's just, I get that's kind of how he looks, in the comics when he first showed up, but like I just feel like he needs to be a little bit beefier, like in the torso area, and he just looks like really skinny with a bunch of shit strapped to his shoulders. But yeah, I don't know. This line's not the greatest.
Definitely. There's another look there at the Stealth suit, Origins Iron Man, and the red suit. We got the Listerine Mark 85.
Bro, I don't know why I like this so much.
Dude, it looks cool in person, man.
I
Not
fucking
gonna
like
lie,
this.
dude. This looks
Eddie,
pretty freaking cool in person.
I'm with you, bro. I don't know why.
I think it's sky blue. I'm a sucker for that color.
Yeah.
I will say I
Tron,
like this.
yeah.
There you go, Tron. I like this solicitation photos a lot more than I did in person. It looked a lot more dull to me, but it still is like a cool release.
We
I like
gotta
that it
talk
says
about-
hologram and it's only the chest.
Right?
that's clear.
I see what you're saying,
They're
Marco.
like, we fucked up on the last one. We can't do the whole
100%.
thing like that again.
Yeah.
This, to me, I feel like this looks worse than the solicitation. Like that neck
Really?
piece being hollow in the back just looks kind of odd.
Yeah.
The suit looks much too clean, and I think you always say, like, companies kind of fall into their tropes, like, Asmus has their things and InArt has their things, but I feel like with Hot Toys, they weather armor very well, but I think clothing, they just don't do a particularly good job. We saw it with Pennywise rather. Same thing here. It just looks way too clean. In the movie, it was very weathered and it looked amazing, but this looks like fresh out the wash Wednesday. Like, I'm just not a big fan of it, to be honest.
I like to see the other suit.
The Crescent looks really good, where he's wearing the business attire.
The suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Mr. Knight.
Also, a lot of people were complaining about those boots. They definitely are a different color. So, then we got some Eternal stuff. We got Athena and this dude. Who
This
I
Athena
have not
looks
seen the movie.
good,
Is it
man.
Gilgamesh?
Yeah, Athena looks good. And
Gilgamesh,
it is
there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gilgamesh has to be maybe likeness so far of the year from Hot Toys.
Really?
Or top 3. Yeah, he looks
You're
really
not wrong.
good.
I think
I haven't
Thena
even watched
is
the
close
movie,
too.
but damn, he looks really good.
They both are great figures for what they are. I mean, as far as the likenesses go and the detail on the clothing and all that stuff, I think they're both great figures. I mean, the movie was lackluster, but yeah, as far as just figures go, they are pretty killer.
If these get down cheap enough, I'll get them, because I like them both. So
I'm feeling that same way, Eddie. They're
Yeah.
stunning figures, honestly, for a movie I didn't care much about.
yeah.
We got Cash to Gemini in the chat. I think he just hit what, John? 700 subs.
Just hit 700. Yeah,
Congratulations.
definitely a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. Also, big shout out to Steve. He just hit 50 episodes of his show, which is very cool.
Definitely.
There's a look there at the likeness there on Gilgamesh. Really cool there. Another look at the Loki.
I honestly think this one looks really good.
Look at the
I'm just
comment on the
wondering-
side.
By Odin, give me seamless elbows so the pre-order numbers will go up.
Okay, so that's what I was actually going to ask: is do you think they would ever implement that tech that they have on the Wolverine?
I think
on
it would
this?
be
That
wild
would be
not to.
dope. That would be dope.
I
It's a
think you
good-looking
have to.
figure from a shitty show. So
No, but the likeness
It's
is
the best
spot on.
MCU show.
yeah,
I loved it.
The likeness is spot on.
Ben, you're not.
I'm
helping
with
the
Marco
case.
on that one. Sorry, buddy.
We got Sylvie and President Loki.
Yeah,
Not-
you can't say anything about the likenesses here. I think they were spot
We
on.
started on this one.
Jesus Christ. This looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, it
Whoever
does.
fucked this
does.
looks
What the
so
fuck?
bad. Infinity Ultron from What If.
But did you watch the show?
But like
I've seen the episode, but
He
he
looks
looks
like this,
portions look all out of whack.
built like Harambe. What the hell?
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
and again,
I mean-
this one needs a USB power, right? You need to see those stones glowing.
But the legs,
Same-
I know they look lanky.
Even the same with the Moon Knight. The Moon Knight guy has got really bright, flashing eyes. Like, I mean,
Built
this
like
is
a Lowland
great,
gorilla.
great figures for that USB if you're going to do it.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I
It's just
didn't.
the
I
cape
didn't.
too. It's not even the battery; just the cape looks bad.
Yeah, the caves.
I didn't
Jesus
notice all
Christ.
that in person. I guess it looks better in person than it does
It's like
on
the
here.
Spanish
but
flag.
yeah, we'll see.
The way that the shoulder pad
Jesus
goes under, like when you move the arm like that, that looks horrible.
That's kind of standard for an Iron Man figure, though, right? Like some
it
of
doesn't ever look that bad, though.
because it's
Like,
just
it
so
really
massive.
stands out.
I
man.
can't get over the
Big-ass
legs.
piece.
Jesus Christ! This
Skip
guy
leg
definitely
day.
skipped
You
leg
hate to
day.
see it.
There we go. We got the Hydra Stomper. Weathering looks fantastic. Like, I don't understand. I do understand why they can't translate this to fabric, but this weathering is crispy. You
Yeah.
love to
This is a
see it.
cool one too.
Hopefully
This guy
they
is
fix it
beefy.
and they don't have the same issues as the
Is it this-
Ironmonger in the crotch.
Is he the
yeah,
same
with the
size
hips
as
would
the
break.
Hulkbuster,
Mm-hmm.
Sean?
Hulkbuster, no, but Ironmonger, yeah, it's big.
Ironmonger's a big boy, man.
He looks fucking good too.
The hell's this?
What the fuck is this Venomized Iron Man? I
the
literally
artist
forgot this was a
series
thing. Yeah, the
stuff.
artist series.
Yeah.
This actually
Yeah,
looks pretty cool.
I'd leave
looks
this
cool.
Venomized
It's
stuff
cool.
to the statues, though. I don't know how
I
good
leave
it comes
this
across in the
Venomized stuff
figures.
in the garbage, and nobody does it. How
Well,
about that?
You hate to see it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, as a figure goes, it looks cool, but not something that anybody should own.
This you hate to see.
the hell those
Look
Look how
at
legs?
this.
fucking big he
It's
is
fucking
compared
Hollow
to
Man.
Venom.
Yeah.
Jesus
Makes no
Christ,
sense.
he's huge.
And like Venom's already so big, I can't imagine seeing that. Like it's
This thing is
crazy.
massive.
Legs and
massive.
toes?
It looks
Holy
good
man.
though. It does.
Wasn't he bigger than Venom in the movie though?
In the
Or-
in the film, yeah,
Yes, he was.
yeah. The issue is that in the comics he just like really was, and he was even
Yeah, no,
comparable
for
at
sure.
certain angles to Peter Parker. So
Yeah.
this seems
Yeah.
ridiculous. But I think they were taking from like an overpowered scene, like where he's kind of overpowered and kind of growing
Yeah.
as he gets more powerful.
Is this
But
after he
nerds.
stabs Reva?
Don't get revenge on me, nerds.
Oh,
Darth Vader from Kenobi 1/6 scale. I think it looks pretty good. I don't really got a lot of complaints about this one. I think the belt fell during the convention. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was like hanging loose.
Shit looks exactly the same to me.
No matter what, it has to have the
That cod
battle
piece is
damage.
massive cock.
Yeah, if they don't, I mean that's a huge miss. We got the this thing,
Potato Head.
Kenobi. Ian says it's Kenobin time. You love to see it.
I thought the tailoring in the suit and all that stuff looked great. The face sculpt definitely needs some work, but it'll get there. I have faith. It'll get
Do
there.
you think
but
it's as far off as everyone's saying though? Because
Faith
I think
works
it
with
No.
looked good.
in
this
person?
picture,
No.
Great, but
In person, I
it
think it looks
looks
good.
better than it did.
I was gonna. I
in
think
your
this
photos.
looks. Yeah,
It
this
looks
definitely
less
looks better.
red.
The photo
Looks
was
so
probably
red.
a bad angle, man. Bad lighting, whatever you want to call it. From here, it looks better here, but that
I
no.
legitimately
It looks
saw
animated to me.
I legitimately saw it and was like, "This is ready." Like I would just take this and put it on my shelf right now.
Yeah.
I hope that they make improvements, but it's going to be a dope figure.
We have the Purge Trooper, Fennec, the Armorer. I don't know why they show the Armorer. That's a figure from like
They
2
can't
years
get
ago.
that for free. Give that for free.
Jesus Christ. One Armorer. We also have a look
Oh,
at
this is
the
cool.
ARF Trooper and the ATRT. These are in person. Obviously, I think you saw them a few weeks ago or at Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this with the ARF at Celebration or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is cool.
Yeah.
like it.
It's cool. I hope
Pricey,
that's something
very
they make
pricey,
up,
but cool.
Wait, did they release the ARF for pre-order?
No, we
I don't
don't
think
No,
they
no,
did.
no.
We don't
Okay,
know.
but
that's
you-
what I thought.
More or less, you're gonna know if they even do. But that line
This-
is pricey. Those are those.
The Arena Suit Boba Fett, to me, might be the most stunning Hot Toys piece
It looks dope.
that I've seen in a long time.
It looks dope as hell.
I have it on wait list. Like, not converted yet, but it's
I
it
thought,
honestly looks pretty good.
you know, when I saw them put up all the con exclusive stuff, the Toy Fair stuff, I was like, this is the dumbest one. I was like, people want this? A black Boba Fett? Like,
From the comics, yeah.
yeah, and then, yeah, it's the most hyped one. Like, everybody
It really
wants
is.
this. It's crazy.
Even the
That looks
comic
awesome.
sales have gone up.
That's
Jesus.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's when you know you have a banger. The black chrome and the chrome Death Trooper / Clone Trooper, we've seen those already. R5D4, I think these were posed at Summer Showcase with the N1. So
I don't remember seeing those little 2 droids there. These
are new.
Not these 2, but the R5 were.
Yeah. Oh, these 2 are new.
So
this is cute. These 2 are cute.
The BD droid and the pit droid. I think the pit droid looks incredible.
Perfect, right off the screen.
So good.
Yeah, definitely. I like his 3 little fingers. Look at that.
Pit droid's the one from Mandalorian, right? Where there's like 4 or 5 of them together.
Yeah, and from episode 1 as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that BD droid, man, give us a Cal Kestis already.
I know. Come on.
Well, what is this? We've seen these battle droids. Cad Bane. Geonosis, thank you. Cad Bane. Is that hat fabric or is that?
That hat looks felt from
fabric.
It looks felt.
Yeah, I hate to see that.
You love to see that. That's
really.
Well, everyone was complaining about the Asmus hat replacement. It wasn't felt, but I
hope it's done well.
It feels like such a boring pose,
You
though.
won't have to boil
I feel
it,
like this pose is not doing the
Jesus
figure.
Christ.
Most of the pose they
Might
had
have
the
to bake
figures
it,
in
though.
were pretty boring.
Yeah.
But this figure looks beautiful, honestly.
The coat's half-ass. I think they gotta fix that coat. Looks a little big, but it's not. Whatever. It's okay. Does it come with a toothpick? No toothpick. I don't want it.
Book of Boba Fett is a thing, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
That's the quarter
scale Boba Fett. We've seen that. Seen these. Seen that. Let's just. Where's my boy Tick?
Oh,
there we go.
you hate to see
There's
that one.
Tick looks busted, bro. What the fuck did they do to my boy Tick?
Can you go back one photo,
He's
please?
breakdancing.
Just for a second.
This one.
Is this
is
warranted?
No, to me this is not warranted.
Is this warranted there, Ben? Benny boy.
Actually, I don't like this one.
But to
the fucking blue plastic piece of shit there. That's
it's
what
also
2.0.
I'm
to
not a
John's
fan of
point.
this 2.0.
It's only been like a year since this is sold out. This is much too soon.
Well, to be fair, John, they tried to get the real force field effect, but it turns out that's not a fucking thing. So,
Wow.
If they waited 11 years, I'd probably be cooler with it.
Poor Galore says, "Where's my best friend Dean? Is he okay?"
He's been replaced. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah, Dean's okay. You might want to text him. He had some things he had to deal with today, and I don't know if he wants us to put all his business out there, but it was related to monkeypox.
Well, everyone knows that he has a son now based on...
wow.
Jesus Christ. Back to Tick. They really fucked him up, to be honest. His helmet looks like absolute dog shit. Jesus Christ.
The way
I don't like this at all.
Great.
I don't like this at all. Hopefully you get the data pad. I like
when
that
I look at
our-
this helmet, I think of Ant-Man. I don't know why, but
bro, that's
Yeah.
it. I don't like this.
Think of
like
Chappie.
not even a little bit. It's
Chappie's
bad.
that's a good call.
To be honest, I was considering the Hot Toys, but this is so bad that I think I will probably not be getting them. It's just
You
not.
hate to see it.
Again,
I think
like
the
Eddie
nose-
was saying, let's wait
It
for
just
this
needs to be
solicitation.
wider.
Yeah.
he works for Howard.
Wow. I wish.
How dare you? I think the armor weathering is done really well. I just think Eddie, this needs to be wider on the nose. The helmet needs to be wider. The ear things I think need to come out a bit. And also, I don't like the way the visor looks. I thought it was tinted in the show. I could be wrong.
Do you think? Because these are life, like they're doing lifelike.
No, I get what you're
renditions
saying.
of
Like
them.
that's what
So
they
do you
would
think
look.
that's why they're not? It doesn't have
Well,
that animated style.
Let's go back to the ARF Trooper, because the ARF Trooper has, I think, the same base helmet. And you see how wide it is there on the ARF
Oh.
Trooper? That's what
Good
I'm talking
call.
about. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
just
wouldn't
it's
agree.
just poorly sculpted, I think. And I don't think they'll change it. I don't know if this is gonna be a deal breaker for me for the Hot Toys, but it's definitely giving me pause, right?
To be
we
fair,
also got
though, the Black Series
Jesus
is
Christ.
amazing line. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You're well.
Jesus Christ.
Access allowed.
That's
Rika.
amazing.
Okay, yes, the
Clip
Black
that.
Series are incredibly well done. Incredibly well done. Jesus Christ. Just dying over there.
That was great.
Thank you, Eddie. It's good to have you back for this episode.
Yeah.
Rika.
And just for this episode. You
Yeah,
made that
just
clear.
specifically just for this episode.
To be fair,
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Okay.
The Ricka, I like the size. He's huge. He's thick. I think this looks great.
Ricka thick.
He's black.
Come on, we're not gonna get the clip. Come on.
Oh man.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
He's
thick.
damn boy.
Crosshair, he's whatever. Now Hunter, the MVP, the People's Champ, the Captain, my favorite Bad Batch member. Love to see it. Well, we've seen him before, so fuck it.
Rip the poster. You fucking
Jesus Christ. It's time for the Z team to end. We also have the Clone Wars. Skip all this. George W. Bush in armor, and
Terrible.
we're back to where we started. So, yeah, SDCC. What was y'all's favorite thing that we got that we've seen?
John's not gonna like it. It's an 89. 100%.
I never like anything that goes out of your mouth, to be honest. But
Wow.
Whoa. I would say besides the quarter scale integrated suit, the Mondo animated X-Men line, the fact that they're doing Magneto,
Spider-Man, bro. I mean, fucking Andrew and Toby. Those have to be the best thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben, Marco?
Yeah, it wasn't in these recent slides, but I was definitely excited to hear about the Mondo Batman and the Joker, and I also really like that '89 Batman. So,
yes, I also like the '89 Batman as well.
Marco?
Yeah, so it wasn't in the slides, but the Dark Knight Rises Batman with the translucent,
it's
not
armory.
the Hall of Armor. There you go, Armory. That looks pretty cool. Like I really like that Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
It'd be cool to add with the cane. And then obviously the N1 Starfighter looked crazy. Like I really am doubling down on them putting that up, but we'll just see. Overall, a lot of cool stuff shown. One other thing we didn't see was the Buzz Lightyear, and that one I was pretty underwhelmed by. Like he's kind of Sean, he's like kind of tiny, right? It's like a pretty small figure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, time out. There's some more photos in the album. Shit.
Yeah.
Let's go
I
back
hate to
here.
see it.
Why did they put another bat photo in the middle of the album? Those
To show
freaking
how cool it
dinguses.
is. That's
Wow.
Here we go. Let's just blow through this quickly. While you guys are talking, we got
There it
the
is.
transparent armory. I was like, I swear I saw the Buzz
John,
photo
you're
too.
cool with that? That doesn't upset you?
that's not a reissue, buddy.
It's better.
What are you talking about? They never released the clear armory. They released the metal armory.
the metal armor.
There's two different armories in the movie?
This is
course.
Dark Knight
He has-
Rises.
There's
Yeah.
three technically from
that's
Batman
amazing.
Begins. There's another
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right.
I did not know that.
Always.
This looks so good.
The Batman on display. The
Fuck, I thought that was a
DX-19.
statue when I first saw it. To be frank,
The Batman?
Yeah, I
Dude,
thought this
it
was a
looks
statue.
fucking dude, same.
That looks really good.
You know
Yeah.
what?
I
was
Only
like-
thing on the Batman, sorry. I think that this might be the older prototype because I know they fixed the kind of
Then I saw
torso
the
area.
reissue
Yeah.
on the fucking back. I'm like, nope, that's not a statue.
I don't know what InArt is gonna do to really improve on that Hot Toy stuff because the Hot Toys one looks freaking good.
Inner will
dude,
fucking
so.
shut them down. Watch the
Wow.
cape. You'll see
I
the
don't know.
cape.
Never been any sexual tension.
And you're gonna get the
between us
Bruce.
ever.
You're gonna get the Bruce.
There we
But if
go.
you want a definitive Batman in your collection from that film, Prime 1 is the way to go.
Oh, that Prime
Nothing
One
from that
statue
film
looked
is a
crazy.
definitive Batman, so that's a fucking lie.
You know,
Um,
I was what? Oh shit! No, I'll go back to it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Please. Some people are chiming in the N1 and the Bat Cycle. Sam says the sexual tension between Eddie and John reminds me of the good old days. That 89's Batman looks like a raisin and a chocolate chip cookie. Wow.
Well, I know what it was. One of your things, Eddie, was that this Batman was too skinny. But when we were watching Batman Forever last week, and Val Kilmer took off his suit, I was like, damn, dude, Val Kilmer's fucking skinny as shit.
We talked about this. We've brought this up when we were
Uh-huh.
talking about Pattinson.
Okay.
When you're a kid, you don't understand. You like what you like, okay? Now I understand that Batman's supposed to be a big motherfucker. No one, and plus his suit was muscles. Like it was big
Yeah,
in the
there's
suit.
air in there.
But no nipples like this one. Segue.
Speaking of our movie of the week, Batman and Robin, the superhero adventure finds Batman and his partner Robin attempting to foil the sinister schemes of a deranged set of new villains, most notably the melancholy Mr. Freeze, who wants to make Gotham into an Arctic region, and the sultry Poison Ivy, a plant-loving femme fatale. As the dynamic duo contends with these bad guys, the third hero, Batgirl, joins the ranks of the city's crime fighters. I had more fun watching this movie than I thought I would, and I think in big part to Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman, because they both absolutely. I said this last week, and everyone said that wasn't true, but I feel like they had a lot of fun playing these roles. I was never quite sold on George Clooney as Batman, to be honest. I wish if it had to be Val Kilmer, I think I would have rather it been Val Kilmer. And I read into it, he didn't reprise the role because he didn't feel comfortable on set in the suit. He said that he couldn't really hear or see anything, and he was basically a mannequin. They would place him where they wanted him to be, tell him what to do, and then he would kind of have to go stand in the corner. But goddamn, Uma Thurman is just incredibly sexy in this film. It's honestly a problem. Jesus Christ. When she's talking about slippery when wet, I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Uma Thurman could get it all day. It's an okay movie. Like I said, I had more fun watching it than I thought I would. This movie and the one that we watched last week were kind of the ones that I watched in my formative years, so they have a lot of nostalgia in them for me. Definitely as a 30-year-old, not as great as I remember, but I mean there are some fun scenes, you know. There are some moments of greatness in this. I didn't feel like the vibe was killed as often as last week's Batman movie. But no, I thought this was a fun watch. I appreciate Ben for kind of getting bullied by the chat.
I was gonna say I don't want any credit for this selection.
it wasn't bad, and I mean you got to think about it. Like when this movie came out, Arnold was like on top of the world. Like he was just like, you know, top of the A-list, and I think he had a lot of fun in this role, at least from what he portrayed on screen. And Uma Thurman, my goodness, might have to rewatch this later by myself. John, what did you think about this?
So this was this is what this was. This was an A-list. All the A-list celebrities said, "Hey, let's do a Batman movie." I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm not gonna rip into it too much. I'm gonna let IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes rip into it. 3.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. 12%. Is there a movie lower than 12%?
I was gonna say, is that the lowest?
Richie
we've
Rich?
done?
Is Richie Rich? What's
Yeah,
Richie
there's
Rich on
some.
Rotten Tomatoes?
Do you really like go off of these scores though?
No, of
because
course
there's a
not.
lot of bad scores that I like.
Listen, this was fun. I'm gonna let Eddie go. I want Eddie to take my spot on this because we grew up at the same time, and I grew up with this. Like this was when I was a kid. This is what we watched, and I always enjoyed watching Mr. Freeze. Like there's a lot of puns in here and jokes and stuff, but yeah, you grow up and become an adult, and you're like, okay, we clearly know that that's not ideally how Batman is supposed to be depicted, but that's still that nostalgia, that fun, right? That's how I felt about it, at least. But no, I would never go say, yeah, my Batman, yeah, that's a George Clooney, he's my Batman. No, this was fun. Just kind of like a shut off your brain, watch it, and yeah. Now, do we need DC to come out and give us a proper Batman movie with Batman, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy and stuff like they did the Gotham show? Hell yeah, we deserve that, as opposed to this being the only option. But yeah, I'm not going to crap on it because this is what I grew up on.
To quote John, don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat this.
You just sugarcoat reissues, but don't sugarcoat this. That's cool.
To be fair, you sugarcoat every other movie you watch, so...
Oh my God! Here we go. Defenders. This movie was not good. It had some fun parts. It's not 100% not good. I will say that. Some of the puns that Arnold says definitely had me like chuckling a little bit for sure. I hadn't rewatched these in years, and definitely Batman Forever is. I like it more just because I was more of a fan of Jim Carrey at this time. I think when this movie came out, I was 15 when this movie came out.
Oh,
so
you're old, man.
I know I'm old. So this one was a little bit too campy for me. But the Jim Carrey one kind of hit right at my, I was like 13 or 14. So it was like perfect timing. I thought there's just a lot of stuff going on in this movie. Watching it now, I mean, there's a whole Mr. Freeze plot, then there's a whole Poison Ivy plot, then there's a whole Alfred's dying plot, and then there's Batgirl and Bane. Like all of this stuff happened in one movie, so it just kind of seemed like there's just like it was hectic and a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, but yeah, Uma Thurman. I'd watch this again just for Uma Thurman, dude, 100%. So yeah, not my favorite. I definitely like Batman. Last week's Batman Forever more, but yeah, if Eddie and you guys love it, then more power to him.
We didn't say we love, like, relax.
Okay, if you guys like it, then more power to you.
Up to it. Like,
but George Clooney, I think, was the wrong choice for Batman. I guess I know why they do it, because like John was saying, it's like, hey, get every A-list celebrity and just like put him in this movie.
For sure.
But he just seemed like so like, I don't give a shit. But I'm like, he just seemed like too cool for Bruce Wayne.
He's just like he's just so George Clooney.
Don't tell me,
so,
Sean,
so
you didn't
Clooney.
want a Batman Visa or Mastercard. Whatever it was after.
Don't leave home,
bro. That shit was iconic, bro. Also, shout out to this movie. For, they clicked the feet together. Dude, why did that computer sound so sexual when she unlocked the password? That's like my new favorite clip.
Oh, dude, yeah, password is peg. Like what?
Right, dude.
Like,
Alfred was getting pegged 100%. Someone was pegging Alfred.
Wow.
Oh man.
That's a good segue. I loved Michael Gow
wow.
as
you just gonna
Pennywise. Oh, I thought we were freeforming.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
thought this was the way she goes. I love Alfred. I think as an actor who was kind of in all these films, I think he's a cherished guy. I love him. I watched this movie right after Morbius on Saturday, so it was an epic night of kind of rough movies.
What the fuck were you doing?
And I
that
would
day?
say that I
Wow.
actually liked this. I liked this more than Morbius. I did. I had it partially because of nostalgia. I mean, let's be honest, but I had more fun with this one. I think going in with like just super low expectations of my memory of this film made it so that I enjoyed it more than I thought that I would remember enjoying it, if that makes sense. One of the things that I never liked about this film, even as a kid, is I did love the Nightfall comic book series where Batman and, his back is broken by Bane, and Bane is like such a smart villain and everything, and then kind of like they just gutted any character representation from the comics for this
They
to be
gave
my
him the
first
Deadpool X-Men's origin treatment on
just
this one.
unplugged his brain, right? I mean, and so like, and again, it's this movie I think was made for kids and for selling of toys, right? So I don't think they cared at all about the comic origins of these characters, but you can tell, and I think it's partially the reason that sometimes this just doesn't really resonate very well with some of those original fans, or even us nowadays as adult watchers, right? But overall, I thought it was kind of fun, and I agree. Like Poison Ivy was badass. I liked Dick Grayson in this film a little bit more than in Batman Forever.
We're gonna clip that.
But just end it right after Dick. Just right after Dick.
And I did think Mr. Freeze was pretty funny. So I had a hard time getting through Batman Forever last week, even though that used to be the movie I would watch of these two films. It was always Forever. This one I remember hating more, and I liked it more this time. So I'm glad I watched it again. And I'm glad it was better than Morbius. Just saying. Rounded out the night.
Go ahead, Eddie. You go first. I'll go last.
Sorry I cut you off, Marco.
Not at all, bro.
I love Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, man. It's mostly nostalgia. My mom loved them. Like, so I don't know. It just reminds me of good times as a kid. My mom loved Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. She loves badass like women characters like that. So it's fucking iconic for me. And George Clooney was a sick actor like back in the day. Like he was the cool guy. So him playing Batman was cool for me. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I'm always gonna love anything he does. And Mr. Freeze was iconic, and so was Chris O'Donnell back in the day. Was iconic actor in that time. So, and Alicia Silverstone, same thing. So it was a really good movie. Watching it as an adult, I realized how goofy it is, though. Like I didn't notice that as a kid, but it's definitely like it reminds me of Adam West Batman, like with
That's
everything
what it
that
is.
they're
It's
doing.
an evolution of those, right?
Yeah, so I can see why people don't like it. I never saw that as a kid, so it's crazy that watching it now is like, okay, it is like a jokey movie. But to say this is where Sean loses me, because to say anybody who says they love or like Thor: Love and Thunder but don't like this is complete hypocrisy to me, because that shit is literally today, this movie being made today. So
That's facts.
there is
Is it
no
that bad?
reason to say, and then to say like, oh well, I was just kind of older back then. I grew out like you like Love and Thunder today, so I don't understand. That shit is the same thing, if not worse. So, because at least Schwarzenegger and Thurman, like they played good villains. Like fucking Gore wasn't even a good villain. So I don't know.
Now you've gone too
Eddie,
far.
don't take Sean's things to heart. That's why he's only here once in a blue.
It's complete hypocrisy.
We can agree to disagree on those topics.
Bullshit.
Okay, we can agree to disagree.
Wow,
Really
feelings
quickly,
were hurt.
Yeah, really quickly, just want to apologize for taking us down this path to watch Forever, and then this one, obviously now as a follow-up. I think if you look at them as an evolution of the Adam West Batman, like Eddie's saying, then you can kind of understand where they were coming from. I remember as a kid really not liking this one because it went way too in the goofy category. Like you're saying, the Bat card or the Bat Visa. It's like, okay, they're off the rails. That being said, like the character design, the actors that they got for this, there's a lot of redeeming qualities for both movies. Bane, I absolutely hate what they did with him there. And I will just say, like to John's point, we need a proper Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy in, a dark and gritty. So hopefully Matt Reeves will find a way to give us these characters. So yeah, at the end of the day, I don't hate these movies. It's just, they're just no good. They're no good.
They did a great job with the Gotham TV show. I don't know who watched. Anyone watched that?
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
You know what the problem is, though? Like the reason people love the Pattinson shit is because of how real it is. You can't make Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze.
I think there's a scientific way you could do it. You just got to be really
Look
smart.
how they made
Heath
Heath Ledger Joker, man.
They
did it for.
No, but Joker is essentially just a psychotic dude. Like he has no. Like Mr. Freeze he's frozen in a suit.
Did you watch Gotham?
Yeah.
They did it.
I love
well
Gotham.
there.
But it's not realistic though. Like the reason they love that Batman is because Riddler was they made him into a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know what
it's
I mean?
like a modern day.
You can't, and
like
then Penguin, they made him into a mob boss or whatever. Like you can't realize these guys.
The sequels are going to have to be a little more far-fetched. And I feel like even the Nolan trilogy kind of suffered from that. It got a little more comic booky, but at the end of the day, I will say, like, I appreciate this movie because it gave us the Nolan trilogy, right? It kind of bottomed out the Batman franchise until we had to get something that was more gritty and kind of gave us the direction that we're in now. So appreciate it for that alone.
It is my movie of the week pick, and I'm gonna keep with Batman.
Yes.
And we're gonna watch an animated Batman film, probably one of the greatest Batman animated films ever made. I'm talking Batman, the animated series, Mask of the Phantasm. Let's fucking go. I haven't seen it, so I'm actually really
that's
excited.
amazing. I'm so excited for it.
Is this on YOLO or what's it called? Yudu? Or?
Very good.
It's on HBO
awesome.
Max. I believe I own it in Vudu also. But this
You're
movie
gonna be ordering
has
that Mondo Batman after
Kevin
watching
Conroy and Mark
bored,
Hamill
man.
in it, bro.
Yeah,
Super
dude,
excited.
it's really good, John. If you haven't seen it, it's
I'm
very
not listening
good.
to your opinion
It's a good one.
anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
Right? Fuck it on. Dude.
Okay.
Fuck
John,
that guy.
can we, Jesus Christ, bringing it back. John, can we say
Damn
thank
right
you to
we
the
can.
pillars that keep the
The
network
three
going?
pillars that hold this network and YouTube up for that all that matters, whatever. Sean Fear, Ian CB, we got Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, sweet Canadian angel there, Ekwan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas. I can't say the same about Ben. Anyways, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Giss, we got Dominator, João Breda, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Fern, King Zach, Cesar Merquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Tukathri, Hua. We got Derek B, Pablo Mesa, Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Yautsy, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Are we missing someone from here?
Oh, actually,
Who's
we are
Sean
missing one
Yahtzee?
person.
Yeah,
Yes.
also-
Let me... Pablo Meza, actually.
No,
And
he's
also-
there. He's there.
Yeah, Pablo's
Did
there.
anybody else know?
Wait,
Is
what?
he the latest?
Didn't we
Wait,
get a
hang
new
on.
one?
Hang on, Jesus Christ.
Pew pew. Pew pew
Let
pew pew.
me double check.
And when you're updating this list, can you change my name to
No.
Jonathan Yahtzee? Thank
No,
you.
we're
No.
gonna. You're not taking
No,
Sean.
this-
You're
yeah, this
gonna
is-
be
You need to
taking
be
the-
Jonathan going forward.
This
No,
is
you're gonna
updated. Pablo Mesa was the
Okay,
last
perfect.
patron. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
was
It's
like, I
gonna
know I'd
be
updated it.
Sean Yahtzee. Don't take anything he says to heart.
Sean, the reissue king.
Opinions don't matter.
Hell yeah, Sean Reissue King.
Jesus Christ. July Patreon benefits. These are going out with tomorrow's mail. Icon reissue sticker and the Collectors Club sticker.
Love to
First
see it.
appearance there of Collectors Club. You'll love to see
Nice.
it. We also have for August. Now this is a little bit not up to date. So the Prince Zorbo sticker is actually going to be, if all things work out, a Prince Zorbo magnet. So that's going to be very cool.
Oh,
That way you
nice.
don't have to pick where you're going to stick the Prince Zorbo.
Decent.
And then we're doing a shrink race sticker for August. So very cool stickers there. Obviously Zorbo, the fan favorite. People love him. And we're very excited to offer him in sticker form very soon after his creation. Patreon starts at $5 for the Sweet Angel tier with stickers sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark replay. The $15 tier is figure fix assistance and all the benefits of the previous tier. The $25 tier is the What a Guy exclusive Pog Deluxe set. I think we have like 5 or 6 more of those left before we have to consider a second design. And then all the benefits of the previous tiers, and then you also get doubles of all the stickers that we send. So yeah, very excited to offer these Patreon packages. And if you want to join, click the link in the chat there. YouTube channel members, we have Mojo Z78, OG Fan, Absolute Irwin, Bemet, Test Just One, Mark Pearson, DK Avenger 702, Paul Schreiber, OMFG Rick, Andrew Gibo, S Beam, CC3PO, Andres IB, Lemur Hernandez, Daminator Carlito, Sam Giss, CT603, Thomas Clark, Eddie Money Mendez, Benjamin Hansen, Luke Fredericks, and Chris V. Bunch of angels there. Luke's our newest YouTube channel member, so thank you, Luke, for that. We appreciate it. And if you guys want to join channel membership, you can become a channel member there. And I think if we get like 7 or 8 more people, we can add another emoji. The last one we added was John's. So if you guys want maybe Prince Zorbo or another host emoji, let us know. And the membership starts at 99 cents for Patreon members or $2.99 if you are not. Look at the network here. We got OFAC going live Thursday, After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. The Ringcast and Bricks and Brews. Sean, do we know when we're doing Bricks and Brews yet?
It's going to be a couple weeks, but soon. I have a bunch of sets stacked up, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to try and do it early so we can get some commitment before time.
There we go.
Soon.
Live unboxing yesterday was great. We had some statues. John unboxed the Thor statue. Rainer did the Prime 1 Aloy, and I did the Black Series Snowspeeder. Club on Friday. I imagine, John, you probably have a lot of SDCC stuff to do on Friday.
No, I covered it last Friday already. The majority of the stuff, so it's going to be fresh releases this Friday.
Very cool. And then Live and Let Dice, we recorded on Saturday, and it was honestly, Gigi's in the chat. Gigi, it was one of the craziest D&D episodes ever, and big implications for the campaign. So definitely go and
Did Mark
take a
stay
look
awake?
at that. He did actually. It
Oh,
was
wow.
it was actually that crazy, to be honest. It was
That's when you
like
know it was
honestly.
jam-packed.
Honestly, it was so crazy that after the session, people had to make new characters just in case shit went south next episode.
I
It
couldn't
was
sleep,
wild.
so I turned it on, and damn, like a light.
There you go. That's what we do, baby. Let's see. We have T Public there. I guess I didn't clean up the science from last week. T Public, if you guys want to support that. It was on sale all last week, so I imagine here in the next week or so it'll go on sale again. But I recommend waiting for the sales. They're like 30% off, and I think you get some pretty good shirts for like $13-14 bucks.
And
So.
stay tuned for the club. One club's coming soon with a shirt.
Yes. John, can we plug the social medias, please?
Sure. We got on Facebook, we got Collecting Weekly, as well as the main group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. And then on Instagram, we got at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at the _everyday_collector. If you guys aren't following these, please take a screenshot and follow them, because they're great groups to be a part of.
definitely. Let's see what we got here. Oh, just reminding you guys, our 2,000 subscriber special. You can join us on Facebook. This is sponsored by Author-X Collectibles. To enter, sub to Collecting Weekly and Collectors Enabled. Join the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary Facebook group. Just drop you the link there, and then comment hashtag CW2K on the giveaway post, and you'll be entered to win. Shout out time. Shout out to Dean the Dream Martin. He had some stuff going on today. Hopefully get him back next week to hear the sultry tunes of my man, the myth, the legend.
I just want to say I hate Cuervo.
Jesus Christ, why?
Look at this guy. Fucking troublemaker. Reissue a John sticker. That'd be ironic.
Jesus Christ.
I'll give a shout out to Steve Cash, hitting some milestones on their channel. Be sure to check them out, guys. And they're on Club, usually on Fridays. And Bob Dylan had a birthday since last show, so happy belated, Bob. I hope you had a good day, man.
Yeah, happy belated, Bob. Anyone else? Anyone want to plug anything they got going on their channels? Any shout outs?
Eddie for hopping on, man. It's always good to see Eddie.
Yeah, rallied like
This was a fun episode.
We only yelled at each other 5 times.
I will say, since we didn't have a chance to talk about it on the show, and it's been on my mind, all week, the Black Panther trailer was incredible. If you haven't seen the SDCC panel, just like incredibly emotional and just a beautiful panel. It's about 20 minutes long, so go check it out on YouTube. It's absolutely historic and beautiful, and yeah, a lot of positive things to say about it.
Yeah, Marvel really brought the heat this con. The past few times they've kind of saved it for D23. That was always kind of meme, but they really brought like the heat to this Comic-Con. So they gave us a lot to talk about for the next while. So
can they bring the heat to their movies? Please?
Jesus Christ!
Don't say that to Sean. You're gonna make him cry.
I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Why do we hate each other so much?
I love Sean so much.
I know
his movie opinions suck.
Cool. Well, I can say
not
the
just
same.
Movie.
Well, I could also say the same.
Eddie, weren't you saying you didn't hate Morbius? Did that come out of your mouth earlier?
Yeah, I don't hate Morbius.
Well,
it's like a world war. Anyways, yeah, great show tonight. Hopefully, we'll be back tomorrow in full force for After Dark at 10:30. But I'm Zach.
I'm John.
I'm Sean.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ben.
No, Maddie.
Did your voice just crack?
It did. I was hoping no one noticed it. My allergies are killer right now.
Yeah, your allergies, bro.
Catch you on the next episode.
My ball.